everyone. Hey, chat's already popping off. Love you guys. Yeah, look, shout out. Riptide thumbnail, Riptide stream, Riptide RTN winner in the chat, David Mink. So point all your questions at that fine gentleman. He's, honestly, one of the better people in Fleshman, because guess what? This guy also plays Levia. Diehard fan that was repping Levia out here in upstate New York before he even got here. Now he's taking on the Riptide mantle. He gave me my breathing room. He's like, look, I got you, brother. We're in the league together. You can be the local Levia. I'll pivot to Riptide. We're working together on this. Feels good. And to make it even better, if you want to dive deeper into how his run went and get to know the deck that actually, the Riptide deck, the only one in the world that put Riptide on the board with those living legend points, we do have the deck tech with David on the channel. And I had a lot of fun with this little intro, so we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it though. This is Riptide, Lurker of the Deep. This is Riptide, Lurker of the Deep. In the face of adversity, one man sifted through endless deck lists until he cracked the code and finally earned living legend points on Riptide. David Mink faced Dromai, Uzuri, Lexi, and a Bravo in Swiss, and then in Top Cut faced Icelander, Dromai, until finally splitting the finals against a Lexi at Knights of Thorn in upstate New York. You're telling me that fine gentleman beat 2 Dromai and an Icelander and Riptide? I thought the deck sucked. I thought everyone memed on this hero. What's going on? Deck must be cracked. We're only going up. We're going from Katsu to the real GOAT, Riptide. But yeah, there were some questions in the chat I wanted to catch up on. Narabedla had asked about if there's any kind of real consistency, any kind of plan to how we do these streams. There actually, there is to a degree. On my Patreon, which I talked about a couple days ago, I'm not trying to paywall any content because I just, I'm comfortable sharing everything I do just on YouTube anyway, but I do have other things going on the Patreon, like a stream schedule that I put out, and that can at least give you a week or two's notice of what the plan for the week is, and the point is to actually open up to feedback and discussion. So if someone's super vocal about, hell no, the Katsu streams were great, like do a double Katsu stream, I'll just listen to you. I mean, you guys at the end of the day, if you're seeing those posts, you're my patrons. I will listen to what you say. You're the ones who put money in my pocket. So that's the split. I'm not going to paywall content, but there are going to be like discussion posts and like influence you can have over the stream on Patreon. That's how it's going to work. So hopefully that's okay. In the end, I was trying to juggle like what to actually do unique on Patreon. That felt okay. Along with the Talishar sleeves, right? And then eventually when the merch comes out, which is all ordered, by the way, all the merch is coming through that we talked about the other day. That should be here in about 2 to 3 weeks. And there's probably going to be like a discount code or something you can get through Patreon as well. So there we go. That is the intro for today. Feeling really good. I did have to delay an hour, and it's actually kind of a crazy story as well. Not every household has Luna moths growing in it. Those are kind of a unique thing. If you don't know what those are, let me pull one up. Luna moth. They are beautiful, beautiful creatures. But my girlfriend of 5 years, Sandra, is an entomologist. She's doing her PhD at Cornell right now, which is the reason we live out in the middle of nowhere. But she was raising a Luna moth, and the cats broke in and actually opened the cocoon prematurely. And that was a big crisis this morning because the poor thing, it survived, but it has underdeveloped wings. It didn't develop fully. They're kind of like stunted about here. Not torn or anything, not torn, but they were stunted. I asked her if she could bring it on stream because it's a beautiful creature, but it did just kind of have its life turned upside down. So we're gonna let it chill for a bit. But that's why I had to delay the stream. It's kind of a crazy morning. And my Luna moth was attacked by my cats. Insane, right? Only in the menagerie that is the household of a Levi enjoyer, right? I've got all my monsters. Yeah. So. Let's see. The plan for today, there's a couple things that we might catch live, which would be kind of cool. Yuki Lee Bender is revealing her spoiler card today. I don't know when, and I'm pretty sure she's Pacific time, so I don't know if we'll necessarily like catch it on stream, but that'd be cool to review her reveal live. It's most likely a Lexi spec, like pretty obviously a Lexi spec, I think, because the whole Unity mechanic holds true, and the whole story of these heroes going to Aria to help in this Solana versus Demonastery conflict is really what the Unity cards are based around, then Lexi's, I'm pretty sure, like, the last hero. Yeah, Lexi's... Wait, have we seen an Icelander spec? Although Icelander's not, like, in Aria right now. She's in Volcor. So actually, never mind. I don't think Icelander would make the trip over. But yeah, Lexi would. Lexi's on this journey of, like, the Aria heroes marching on over and helping in the conflict. So it's most likely that over, like... I mean, I don't know what else she would spoil anyway, right? Like, Yuki is synonymous with Lexi play, even though she'll play other things. But Lexi's her pride and joy. That's what made her famous. There is a new spoiler dropping today, and we don't know what time, but Yuki did post on Twitter, and she said, oops, oh God, it's the wrong one. She did say, I have something very exciting to share with everyone on Wednesday of this week, and it is Wednesday. I can't wait to see the community's reactions. I'll be posting on Twitter as well as on YouTube. Be sure not to miss it. Now, that was vague at first, but she clarified, if I was being too vague, what I'll be sharing is rectangular in shape. Now, if that really isn't a spoiler card, what the heck? You know, there are other things that could be rectangles, to be fair. It could be a business card. It could be her new suite of, you know, promo business cards she's got for On the Bobble. It could be, you know, a Fab Metal token collab, like I have, which, by the way, you can find below as well. There's a little ad thing that pops up over here every once in a while. You can see the Metal Fab token thing there. But I'm pretty sure it's a Lexi spec. So we'll see if we can catch that live. That'd be kind of cool. Also, what's up, David? You are David from back in Michigan, right? Ultra David was at least what you used to go by. I don't remember Productions being on your name. But what's up, David? Good to see you. I didn't even know you still played Flesh and Blood. What the heck? Best of luck, mental fortitude for the PhD journey. Yeah, it's tough out here, especially since summer is where she has to do most of her work. You know, it's schoolwork the rest of the year, but then summer is like the field work aspect. So she is working hard, and I'm hardly working. It's a good combo. It's a good combo. She's going to show her credit card live on stream just to see what happens. All right, I got my notepad already. We're good. I've been waiting to order a new box of, like, HelloFresh. I'm down. HelloFresh sponsorship when. But only other things to go over today. This is going to be the last stream of the week because I'm heading out to Baltimore early Friday. So that leaves tomorrow as, like, my last full-on prep day for Baltimore, and had a bunch of meetings all through the week so far. Everything logistically is going so amazingly well. The infrastructure behind me, for once for these events, is, like, airtight. I mean, I don't know, you probably saw me go over, like, the whole change in how the internet thing works now. Could not be happier. That is, like, really going to be my saving grace. So I get to now focus on only what I care about, which is the production itself. We've got Nathan running backend, working with sponsors. We've got Punkage, who's just my number 2 when it comes to just trusting that man in the seat of how I run my shows. Chaotic as they are, he's great for it. So that's all kind of needs to be buttoned down and packaged up and ready to go tomorrow. So I don't think I can really sacrifice the time to go live. You can see in the background, actually. Maybe I can duck. You can see in the background, I've got the station set up. I was doing a full systems test, but this is the, like, production, which is normally 75 feet away from the actual table itself, which is over here. So I've got it all set up on this extra table over here to really simulate, like, the distance, the partition, and, like, how I need to do all the power cords and whatever. So this is all ready to go. And then on this side is what the production, or what the coverage table itself looks like. We've got, I went back to using, I cannot point. Here we go. That, if I use all my fingers, it works. I went back to using the individual tripods instead of, like, the long arms. Oh my god. The long arms that went this way. Because I have a really special plan for how the coverage is going to work on a, like, 3-person team. These need to be mobile because I've got ideas that go along with that. So it's all still needs to be, you know, test streamed and run and all that. So tomorrow's my big day to do all that, and then I have to pack it all up, and then I'm trying to leave as early as I can on Friday. So that's why today is going to be the last stream of the week, even though I keep saying I was going to stream 4 times a week. I don't think I've done that yet. Haven't done that yet. What am I playing, or is that classified? Wait, I'm playing Riptide. Oh, you mean at Baltimore? I'm not playing in Baltimore. I'm running the show. You think there's time to play and run a live production? Gee, man, there are times where I've pretended. I pretended that's possible. And these days, the amount of gear and like moving parts is way beyond doing anything automated. I wish it was as simple as, like a little stream deck and you just press buttons. But nope, that's not the direction we're going in. I'm trying to up quality, not make it easier on myself, because I like my role behind the scenes more than doing anything in front of the camera. The in front of the camera stuff is going to be the man-sant part of it, but the production side of things is now Savage Feats, its own deal. I don't need to be the face of it. We're just going to make it look good. Hoping to meet you in Baltimore. Oh, Josh, sick. Well, are you local? Why didn't you go to the Pro Tour? What the heck? But you could feature my own matches. Who cares about my games? You get enough of my games through the Talishar streams. It doesn't need to be man-sant all the time. I'm not the best of us. I'm really not. There are much more interesting, much more impactful players that you can be learning from that make more of an impact as just like having coverage matches of these players who are not so tied to content creation. Like that in and of itself is important. You want to show off everybody when it comes to just everyone who supports and plays this game, puts the time in. I want to get them on cam. Okay, that's going to be it. We are jumping into the games now. I will warn you, I think I'm actually so much worse at Riptide than I let on. When I played Riptide on those other streams, I went back. I go back and rewatch every stream in the background while I then like work on other stuff just to make sure there wasn't something like horrible I need to edit out or whatever, because they go live immediately, right? And the Riptide streams, when I go back and watch them, I'm so unhappy with the quality of play. I feel like Riptide is like my mental kryptonite. He's so like tiltingly bad to play. Like his really good lines do not feel anywhere near as good as the ceiling of like what we were doing yesterday with Katsu. So it's hard to like get that dopamine hit that smooths over when you get frustrated with a deck. And so for me, Riptide is like, it's a sinker. It really is. But we've got David in the chat. We've got other people hanging out. We're going to try to do this together because Riptide's been getting a bit more refined as well. The builds suck less. They definitely suck less. And for today, we've actually got a build that was it's not David's build, but we had a viewer of the channel here send it over and requested that I play it on stream. And I looked at it, and it's similar enough to David's build that I think it'll translate well enough to like the content that's already on the channel. But I'm not going to say no to a viewer who specifically requests it and goes out of their way to send me a list and write up some notes for me. So we're going to be playing this today. And David, you can give me the thumbs up, thumbs down. It looks very similar to what we went over. The pumps, I think, at this point are pretty self-explanatory, but some of the cards I don't remember that are a bit more spicy are like the yellow Captain's Call, which I quite like. Flexibility of yellow pitch is big in Riptide, and then it's a playable card to extend Go Again or Reload. Interesting choice. We'll see how that pans out. I really love Virulent Touch. This card's so sick. So to see it make CC appearance is kind of cool. No hamstring shots, so I'm pretty sure the Draw My Matchup you just like truly give up. And there's also, what's the other big change? I think Sick'em Shot is something I don't remember either. So yeah, there are some matchup guides for us. No card changes. Looks like a lot of things don't change, but we're going to jump into the deck and give it its day in the limelight here. Plug to the creator. A pretty new creator, it looks like. Royalty Card Gaming is the person who sent it over. And they have some gameplay and a bit of a deck tech on it. So, let's jump in. Riptide, Father of AIDS. Final? Question mark is the name of the deck. 511, refresh. Alright, I'm looking for... What, is Katsu fine? Katsu might be awful. I'm into this. I think yesterday when I was playing Katsu, I felt like Riptide's probably pretty scary. But in hindsight, there's not that many traps that trigger, right? Like, it's really just the frailty stuff Frailty is a big deal into shutting down how the Mask Momentum stuff's going to work, at least. Because you're denying the Kodachi's Katsu. I have no idea how Riptide actually cares about his matchup spreads, you know? But, right off the bat, 69 cards. Alright, let me just double check this. I don't want the Fabry Link to just be punting us here. Alright, so the deck itself is 69 cards. Okay? In matchups, Katsu says no card changes. Alright, it's a little suspicious. It's a little suspicious. But, I think we'll keep it in. Yeah. Will be fun. On stream. On stream right now. Good luck. Alright, we're just gonna ship it. We're just gonna ship it. We'll fine-tune as we play. But this is game 1. This is game 1. So, we can suck. It's allowed. Katsu is an easy win for Riptide? Okay. I'll take your word for it. They gave us the play. Oh, look at what they're on. They're on the We Make Best double Zephyr Needle. Oh my god. Katsu, where their plan is to just make me burn cards blocking and then try to use the fact that they took full card hands from me to convert into turns where they just have momentum and don't even need to be paying into weapons. I think that doesn't quite line up well into Riptide, though, because I do want to be blocking, and throwing cards onto a Zephyr Needle doesn't seem terrible. Is it worth shooting anything? If I shoot the Infecting, it's at least a bit of a break point. I think the other question is cycling this hand. Cycling this hand, setting up New Horizon could help a little bit. I think that alone is a big deal, right? Yeah, because it is New Horizon. That is a change. Alright, so we at least set up New Horizon. We have a lot of pumps, so prepping a red Bolton shot in Arsenal seems pretty good. I think we can get rid of this one. Load the Bolton shot. And then I guess Arsenal the Boulder Trap. How does it work with like where and when you want to Arsenal a trap or keep it in hand? I guess in this situation, there's no way I have the free Arsenal for Riptide to reload if I put one of these in, right? Like, I'm not going to cycle something out. So it should be Boulder Trap right now, right? Yeah, that seems okay. What is the line of sequencing when you have an option of like... Oh, you leaving? Okay, bye. With New Horizon, Trench, Riptide triggers, traps being played from hand, there's like a lot to juggle there. I think we'll see if anything ever comes up. Boulder Trap. Alright, that does trigger on Twin Twisters. But does that really matter? Putting a -1 is not the biggest value, because they don't have, like, Battle Worn 2 pieces. It does still deal a damage, which is nice. In this way, it's like dealing 2 damage because of the -1. So I think I can still do that. This hand's really awkward, though, with the double Rain Razor. Very strange. Very strange here, you know? I think there's a good chance, though, if we just end up saying, like, no blocks, that we can, like, shoot out the Bolton shot with the Rain. It gets a free reload in on, like, this Infecting shot. Then we can pitch the other Rain Death Dealer in, like, the Sleep Dart. Shoot one of those. Like, that works. Cost-wise. Actually, why do we even need the reload, then? I have no idea. We don't need the reload. So we can block with a arrow, I guess. Because we're only going to Death Dealer once. Because we're not Lexi. We can't actually shoot 3 arrows like that. Alright, enough thinking. I'm going to Boulder Trap, because I think we can still give up a card on a Zephyr Needle. Breaking Skills is like the more relevant thing that's going to come up early in the game, so we'll just go ahead and dock that. The mask they were going to hold until really late anyway. Us not having any battle-worn pieces feels really odd. Feels really odd. Okay, so their turn is just split into these Twin Twisters, which are really not the... I mean, they're decent cards, but it's not the explosive Katsu turn I'm really scared of. The spinning wheel kick's going to end the chain, so this is coming in for 5 then. So the breakpoints are 4, 4, 5. I mean, it's pretty nice I just had that naturally, I guess, the double red Twin Twister. So if I'm trying to deny mask, I do have to give, like, 2 cards? Ew. Interesting. I can't do much with this hand with the double rain. Because I need to keep 1 arrow. Need to keep 1 arrow to shoot with the Death Dealer at all. Maybe I just have to let them have mask. Might just have to let them have mask. Huh. This hand just seems like a little awkward. I could be wrong. This could be a nutso hand. Double rain in a ranger. Normally you see that, you're like, man, that's pretty good. I don't think it's pretty good in this situation, though. The intense greed line. Yeah, I mean, because I can just play the double rain, right? If I'm not blocking with the infecting shot, I can just play the double rain. And they deal 4 damage apiece, because it'll be bolt and shot, sleep dart. That's okay. That is okay. So, since we only blocked with the 1 trap, there was never a way for us to deny the Katsu anyway. If we had the Battle-Worn 1 arm piece, I kind of would have looked for that. I feel like you might... I'm sure Bullseye Bracers has its uses, obviously. But having even the 1 Battle-Worn piece there basically saves 4 value, because it blocks 1, and then denies a card draw, and then maybe pings him again. It's like kind of a big deal. Okay, so I think we lead with the Death Dealer load on Sleep Dart, right? Which is an option, because New Horizon is active. This is face up. Or no. We don't really care about getting a reload, right? Because we have to pay for this anyway. So we might as well get the free card information right now. Right? Or is there any difference? I shoot Bolt and Shot with double rain. Reload, trench that away to shoot... Oh no, that's awful. That's awful. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Trench is... Wait, why doesn't this work? Oh, shoot. Oh, LOL. Needs to be empty. Okay, okay. So New Horizon and Death Dealer just don't work together. That's the difference. Okay. I see. Alright, so we're just gonna play out the Bolt and Shot. Yeah, fine. Clunky pieces in Riptide. I'm not going to call it anti-synergistic right off the bat. I'm sure there's playlines that actually benefit from some of this, but as someone who doesn't play the hero, to walk in and be like, oh, Death Dealer doesn't work in New Horizon, interesting. I mean, sometimes you just make do. No need to reload because we actually want to Death Dealer. What's happening? Death Touch and Arsenal seems like a decent way to set up the next turn. Sure. Hey, this was slightly better than Nimblism, alright? This was a 0 for 4. In yellow. And if it was a yellow Nimblism, it'd only be worth 2. These things dealt 4 damage apiece. Crazy rate. Alright, we're finding codexes. I'm sure those are very important. Why wouldn't they be, right? Why wouldn't they be important is the question. Let me pull this up. I think it's a little too loud. There we go. Pull this back up. Alright, we got the choice now. Block the Zephyrs. Go ahead, start cleaning up. They started with a red pitch. They don't need to be starting with a red pitch for their weapon's sake. You know, they're not looking for a 0 because these are not Kodachis. So they could just be a bit resource clogged on this hand. Since their hero ability is off, maybe they were trying to keep the Flick Flack to trigger it, but then just forgot, and now I am realizing it. Otherwise, this is probably worth more defensively. You know, just block 4 with it. It's kind of awkward. Like, with the Death Touch in Arsenal now, what do I do with these? Do I really snaps? Like, do I actually snaps just to make this hand playable? Like, Seek and Destroy Remorseless against a Katsu? Pretty darn strong. Death Touch? Pretty darn strong. But, like, I have to pitch a... I'd pitch a yellow for Death Touch. Snaps. Seek, load the Remorseless, shoot Remorseless off the other resource. And then Arsenal the Codex, if I say, like, actually no blocks across the whole turn. Or I just go ahead, block with the Boulder Trap to break the needle. Man, this is weird. I think we'll take a more defensive turn, just because I want to break the needles. Oh, I should have, wait, I should have blocked with a real card then. Not use the Boulder Trap on this. Right? If we're giving up on this play, it should have just been the Remorseless block here, not the Boulder Trap. We had another 3 block. Kind of forgot about that. We had another 3 block. We just, like, can't do this off Tunic. You know what? I might just greed for the aggro. You can block with Remorseless, trench away the Death Touch, Seek into Codex. Oh. I like that. I like that. Alright, we'll wait for it then. Sorry. Deck is weird. Sorry. Sinking away a Death Touch? Whoa, dude. Riptide. I guess we stick with that game plan. Kind of hoping they attack with one more Zephyr since I threw. Alright, Boulder Trap now triggers on the Gust Wave. This is not threatening Mask because they broke the chain. So that's kind of cool. We get extra Boulder Trap utility, pings them for damage, hits Mask. I'm sure these blocks were just wildly out of order, but it's paying off decently. Whoa, okay, Riptide is a hard one to look at chat for. I feel there's already so much bouncing around. I'm terrified to look at chat. Tunic is much better for Riptide on Death Dealer. Well, talk to Mink, babe. Mink took down the RTN on Trench Death Dealer. He did it. All right, they naturally had a Bonds on this turn. But they don't have a combo card. Oh, not bad. Not bad. However, now... God. Just no blocking equipment makes this so tough. Because now Mask is online again. Now Mask is online. So do I just block with Seek Remorseless? Turn off Mask? I'm losing 3 value. I'm denying them a card draw. I'm shooting Remorseless anyway, though. That is my turn, because I'm going to Trench Codex, get Remorseless, shoot Remorseless. Their armor is pretty taxed anyway, so you know what? I think I can get rid of the Seek and Destroy. I think I can do it. I think that's allowed. Oh my god. Whoa. Natty Dishonor? Whoa! The draws, my friend. Well, that's pretty awful. Like, what the hell? To not die to this, I have to block New Horizon, Trench, and Codex. Huh. 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 Otherwise, the game's just over, right? Like, I can't give up Riptide's ability. Or do we try to play the game without it? I don't need it next turn. There's no way. Giving up both techs here? Jesus Christ. That's insane. Oh, man. Oh, man. So I guess the answer was just let them have the mask. Let them just get mask. Because them just like Natty having the entire combo line was the blowout. Man, they didn't even need to play Bonds for any value. They didn't even search that Dishonor. That was just their hand. Interesting. I actually think I also want the Death Touch to die, just for future codexes. You just let it happen? Alright, well, honestly, I'm more interested in just letting it happen. I want to see what happens. I'm just gonna see what happens. Can you play a Riptide game without his hero ability? I highly doubt it. I very much highly doubt this. What a weird one. What a weird one. It's like, what's more relevant? The power of Riptide or the power of Codex is the choice. What's crazy, though, if I just had Tunic, then my turn is just, you know, like Tunic Death Touch. I could have played the turn different, not have to worry about keeping hands. Tunic Death Touch is so good, but we don't get it. My argument is basically that Trench bails you out if you want to build a clunky deck. Yeah, but is that even like on you as the player? I feel like Riptide's card pool is just, it just is clunky. Riptide's card pool just isn't quite the synergistic beast that other heroes can be right now. I mean, look at this alone. A New Horizons and Death Dealer. Cards that you want to run in Riptide, and yet they don't synergize. That's weird. I mean, to be fair, David's list didn't run New Horizons. David's list was on just Crown. I think just Crown, right? So... Remorseless again is a pretty good follow-up. So I kind of want to be doing that. I definitely want to be playing Remorseless. So that means I need to keep a pitch card for Death Dealer, which is likely this. Because Tar Pit Trap, pretty relevant. I think I remember David saying Tar Pit Trap is bugged on Talishar, where it doesn't deny the Katsu hit effect, which is too bad, because Tar Pit Trap should be really strong here in Breaking Needle and denying their Katsu trigger. I'll let him know in chat. Just FYI, I think Tar Pit is bugged, because it will let you Katsu still. Yes, but the thing is, it says effects don't trigger, which actually does still count Katsu. It's not the attack itself that it cares about, it's like on that chain link. It says the next time a card hits, effects overall don't trigger. Which is, I mean, it's like the same way Katsu's worded. The first time an attack action card you control hits, you may discard. So they check the same thing. And Tar Pit says effects don't trigger. Katsu is an effect on that same trigger, right? That's what David told me. That is what David told me. Is that it doesn't work and it on Talishar. And so it will let Katsu trigger here. Oh, okay, no, it didn't. Oh, it didn't. They fixed that. Okay, brother. Okay, calm down. What is this? Is this another bonds just randomly? Wait, they did grab the bonds, right? Oh yeah, they just grabbed the bonds because we know that it was from the codex. So, gee, man, the guy's just Natty got it. Natty got it. Natty got it. Craziness. Craziness. All right, Katsu. It does stop the first time, but this one will trigger Katsu. Okay, well, luckily, no cards in hand, but they've just got what they want anyway. Alright, so they're going to Breaking Scales for Mask, like, right? Why wouldn't they? But we're not actually dead to Dishonor, so we can pretend. I mean, we already got Dishonored, right? Who cares? But they're going to Breaking Scales for Mask, so I guess if we really want to play around that, we also block with Trench. We don't need Trench next turn, but we're running out of, like, our synergies. You know, what's going on? We're not even Riptide anymore. So we're losing that load synergy. We're losing the Trench kind of bailout synergy. Right, like what if the Death Dealer draws an unplayable card? We're putting that in Arsenal. We can't Trench it away. Although what's unplayable in the deck, right? What's unplayable in the deck? I think I can't afford to give them the card here. It's going to be too much of a blowout for them to start their next turn on 5 cards, because they absolutely ignore the Ravenous Remorseless. Like, they just ignore it. So, if my turn deals in that way, whatchamacallit? This, I mean, we're hoping it hits 4, right? If my turn deals up front 9, they probably block with Mask, because I'm going to be too low anyway. So they take 8 down to 5. On a 5-card hand, they won't die to that, and then, like, I'm probably dead, because I can't trigger traps anymore. So I don't think I can really give them the 5-card hand next turn. I don't think so. I don't think so. I lost my traps win con. It's very sad. Please at least be a red. Hey, there we go. There we go. You want this list? It's in the description. It is in the description. We're going to be tuning it, though. I think Riptide is still in a spot enough where, like, even David said there's things he's changing for his RTN list. So we can be adaptive on that one. Also, we did punt. I think the Zephyr Needle, blocking a Zephyr Needle early should have happened. So they have a weapon they shouldn't right now. So we threw there. Also, I guess in evaluation of what the absolute blowout on that other turn was, is just the Natty Dishonor. I guess we just give them Mask, but then that's like giving them an extra way to... No, actually, there's no way we give them Mask, because then that lets them just tutor the Dishonor every time. So actually, we did play that last turn right. We couldn't have ever let that Bonds hit, because then they just fetch Dishonor. Yeah, so we did have to block that turn to not let Mask trigger. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of that wrong, because they'd already Katsu'd at that point. Mask trigger and Katsu trigger are different. Yeah, so never mind. Never mind. I guess we could have given up the block. Yeah, we could have given up the block. It's not what happened, though. Not what happened. Alright, if I draw a pump here, I think we're in business. Draw me a pump. A pump. That doesn't work, right? I can't, like, bullseye bracers in the Sikkim shot, because this needs to have an empty arsenal. Gross. Gross. This in arsenal maybe is not the worst. If I get another blue and a 1-cost arrow, try to fight to keep that hand. It lets me curve out. But it would let me present lethal. So I think I do have to Snaps Bullseye. Like, I think I just have to. It's the only way I present lethal. Yeah. Only way I present lethal. Not like I can consistently draw hands that probably take a Katsu's full hand. You know, if they just full block this, if they full block this, and then I drop 4 cards, there's a good chance that I can only do one thing. One thing. No, I'm saying it doesn't work for me to not waste snaps. I know I have snaps. What the... Dude, calm down. I know I have snaps. The point is I can't bullseye first, because the Remorseless is face up, right? So you'd think you could bullseye, because I've got New Horizons active, load the Sikkim shot, Such Sikkim. Dude, what is wrong with you? Calm down. I'm just double checking, you know, that I have to use snaps or not. Because this has go again, right? Like you kind of you see what I'm checking for? You understand? This has go again. This has go again. So I'm just double checking the bullseye clause that it makes me not have any arsenal, right? Right? Because if that wasn't the case, then I'm wasting snapdragons. So I'm trying to not waste snapdragons. So forgive me for checking one thing, dude. Calm down. Oh my god. The stream shouldn't actually be delayed. I can see all the chats like pop up like in the overlay itself, like pretty live time. Pretty much in real time. It's delayed by maybe like 3 seconds. But this guy PNTRQ, I actually feel like I've seen him in Discord, but he's always so aggro when he's in chat. In a way that is not conducive to pretty much anything. No pump. No free reload. Can't get Death Touch in Arsenal. Man, this is awful. I can't block with the Pitfall. Can't block with the Pitfall. So I guess that's what I end up wanting to put in Arsenal, and my turn is just throwing a Ravenous. I can block here and here, go to 1. Throw back Ravenous, Arsenal Pitfall Trap. Man, that's it. That is real rough. Real rough. It's got to be what I do, right? Otherwise, it's pitching Death Dealer. It's blocking Ravenous, Death Touch, New Horizon, pitching Pitfall Trap, Death Dealer, load Bolt and Shot, hoping I draw a pump, shoot Bolt and Shot for 6, but that's a maybe compared to a maybe 4. Oh man, both of these options suck. Both of these options suck. Load Bolton and Prey definitely seems worse. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this in Arsenal. I think I want this in Arsenal. Because it's a trap. So, you know, I'm incentivized to block with it anyway, so I can throw it out and then block with New Horizons and not get too punished there. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Man, this Dishonor though. If this is a 2, it's like actually over. If it's a 4, we take a card and then maybe lethal with Pitfall. Okay, it's a 4. It is a 4. Hey, we were gonna draw Nimblism. Bolton was up front a 6 then, because we actually were gonna draw Nimblism. Interesting. Send back Rabble and Death Touch. I couldn't shoot Death Touch, right? There was no way because I'm Dishonored. So there's no, like, I see what you're saying. Like, if I wasn't Dishonored, then I could block with the Bolt and Shot New Horizon and actually get the Death Touch loaded off the Ravenous. Unfortunately, I am Dishonored. I am very Dishonored. Dishonored on my family. All of it. Okay, there's a world where we can get them to have 0 resources and we kill them with Pitfall. It is possible. It is possible. Let's try to get there. Questionable though, because I see 2 resources right here. I don't want to block with Enlightened Strike just in case I can keep a 2-card hand. No, I don't kill them just from playing it because I'm Dishonored. I'm Dishonored. So I don't get the trigger. I don't. I'm Dishonored, dude. So bad. When does New Horizon break your arsenal? It's when it's destroyed. So if they're smart, I would block With New Horizon, they close the chain. So I do have to give a card from hand right here. I don't necessarily want to waste the 3 block. And this trigger might actually be relevant on something. But if that's like a CNC, right, then I do need to block with... Do I need to block with this now? No, I think I just give a Nimblism. Breaking it... No. It's late game. Breaking it's too good. I'm going to block with the Buzzsaw. Breaking it's too relevant here. I'm going to break with the Buzzsaw. Just in case this game lasts somehow. Too relevant. Be careful for the Razor. What can you do? What can you do at that point? I mean, I would Pitfall and then I would lose that win con. But at least I wouldn't die to it. Now it gets worse for us. Definitely worse. We might have to just give the Enlightened Strike here and like really hope they spend that last resource. The sad part is, if they don't, then my turn is actually just over. I kind of have a feeling they're going to spend it though. I have a slight feeling. And if they don't, I'm going to have to block with Pitfall anyway, I think, just to not die. I don't want to block with New Horizon, because if they're smart, they'll just break the chain, and I lose Pitfall Trap. Because they don't have Mask anymore, so they don't care about the chain links. Oh, but I have to do this, right? Otherwise I die to breaking skills. So yeah, I do have to do that at least. Okay, that's good. We didn't punt. I have to do that at least. Oh my god, we won! We did it! Oh, pass the reactions! Pass the reactions, dude! See what happens! See what happens. They're going to be like, oh, we have lethal? Nah, dude. Sit down a second. Sit down. Oh, my God. Oh, Riptide. Oh, my God. GG's. Woo. That was crazy. Oh, what a weirdo game. What on earth? What a weirdo game. What a weird game. But we did it. We got Dishonored on turn 2. Dishonor on turn 2. What the heck, dude? What the heck? Man, that was through someone yelling at me, too. We got there. All right. Pretty intense. I'm not gonna... Wow. Piloting Riptide, I feel so under pressure like you wouldn't believe. There are so many ways to punt with this hero, in ways that are different than playing Katsu. In playing Katsu, the deck is at least good enough that if I punt, I can get bailed. I feel like Riptide is not good enough to just, like, bail you with a hand. He's more often than not going to just screw you if you play a turn cycle wrong. Whew! Weird. Let's try again. I don't want to play against something unplayable, though. We'll sit out of the Dromai game. No, thank you. Okay, refresh, I guess. Bravo's probably awful, right? They just fatigue the hell out of you. I mean, oh man, this sounds really... We're going to try it. It sounds really bad, but I'll try the Bravo matchup. Sure, I'll try it. If I go first, I get to set up the New Horizon stuff, pretty much no question. Whereas if I go second... How do I really set up New Horizon? Because I'm going to be loading and like shooting, and then I don't have anything face up to then Arsenal. So I basically give up on New Horizon if I go second. So I guess let's go first. That might be wrong. Hi, good luck. Interesting. We went to 67. I would honestly even run the down and dirties. I don't know. Like I would probably just add those in. They're just a 2 for 6 at the end of the day, and they can block from Arsenal. I don't know if deck size is actually relevant, right? Like you actually run out of cards. Probably not happening. But there is a world where the Ravo player plays it that way and just takes no damage, blocks 9, swings a Nothos, blocks 9, swings a Nothos for the entire game. And if that's what they do, I actually think you have a hard time winning that. It sounds bad. Take out the Gogan traps, keep all legendary traps. If they play Fatigue, block Pitch the Swing Hammer, or assume they are running Heavy D-Reacts, run Dreadbore. Okay, well, how am I supposed to make that call? I gotta guess, right? I think Dreadbore is just less relevant into Bravo anyway. So we're not going to make that hedge. And sure, we'll take out the down and dirties and just try it this way. It's a Helm Bravo. Taking the Dishonored really was the play. I don't think they didn't need to play the spinning wheel kick, I think. After they saw that my hand was just one card in Arsenal, like what's the worst I can do, right? I can just return like a 0 for 4 if I'm lucky. So I think they just shouldn't attack there. And then I'd never win. Because that next 5-card hand, they'll just always have one floating and Tar Pit won't kill them. Or Pitfall. So I think they did misplay on that. There's no reason to push for lethal there. They can just wait. Just make it a 5-card hand. Just wait. I'd be, you know, I'm at 1 after all. Okay, back to our turn. Loading face-up bolt and shot is the most realistic in terms of like how we're gonna go for a wide 6-card turn, because we can give this a pump and then it has go again anyway, right? Go again anyway. Remorseless is less relevant against Bravo, so I guess we'll set the drill shot in Arsenal for a world where we just like have a 1-card hand of pump, bolt and shot, drill shot. Like maybe is a thing. Maybe is a thing. So let's get rid of the Remorseless. Load a face-up Bolton. Well, that's kind of interesting. We could attack if we wanted, because we can replace all of our own cards. You know, just Ravenous Rabble, Enlightened Strike, draw a card, and then we just threw 9. But I don't think that's how we really want to do it. Waste damage when it's not relevant. No, I don't want to let him fix his hand either, because if the Bravo is on 4 blues, then just let it be 4 blues. Let it be 4 blues. This being played from Arsenal won't give me the reload, but it in Arsenal is a go again piece, and it's my 2 block. Actually kind of an odd selection of Arsenal targets. Putting anything there kind of messes up what Bolt and Shot can do, so just in case I need to change my lines, I think I will put Ravenous, because Ravenous I could play out first, and to open up a Bolt and Shot reload. I think it's like the slight change. Slight change. Dreadbore is a decent bet if they play defense. Yeah. I'm just not aware of most Bravos playing defense right now. Bravos that are built to target the meta are actually pretty light on D-reacts. But who knows? There are a lot of people just pretending that Oldham's already gone and trying to pivot their decks to be the new like control deck. And so that could be what the Bravo player is doing. We can't read anything from this. I mean, it's a Helm, which is a bit different. But okay, this hand actually goes pretty hard, so we're always taking 6 here. Right. I get to Ravenous, Seek, Bolton, even load, depending on like whether this hits, load like pay Death Dealer, load Drill Shot, shoot Drill Shot. Yeah, so I guess it depends if Bolt and Shot hits or not, is why I would keep an extra card. Because I could put like E-Strike for go again. No, but then I'm down another card. No, I think I can block 3, right? I can block 3. Yeah, I can't make use of this. Seek and Destroy, or Ravenous, Seek and Destroy, Bolt and Shot, Drill Shot, Arsenal Trip works. I don't even need to pay into Death Dealer. It's fine. I don't know. Like, if I kept the E-Strike, then it would have been for the go again play, right? Where I just like bottom this, make it a go again attack, because the rest of the hand plays itself on all zeros. I don't think I really want to use an E-Strike for 2.5 value, unless there's a different line on the E-Strike that I'm not seeing. Only 3. Now we get the Drill Shot load no matter what, and just Arsenal the Tripwire. This line is why I blocked with the E-Strike, because I'm not sure what you do with the E-Strike. Like, this play is just fine. I guess the one difference is I could cycle the Tripwire with Death Dealer and load the Drill Shot and just, like, make this a new card. But Tripwire and Arsenal is pretty good. You know, a block 4 in Arsenal should feel pretty decent. Although they are playing defense now, so I maybe should have changed that plan. Because they blocked with a Spinal Crush. So actually, that plan should have shifted as soon as I saw them block with Spinal. Because now this is going to get a bit sticky. Yep. Yeah, as soon as I saw them block with Spinal, actually, this should have gotten pitched. But no matter what, I can trench it away, right? It can get trenched. It can get trenched. Just to use E-Strike for 7 damage in a situation like this would have been Snap's E-Strike 7. And it does land damage in theory. I mean, this was just out of respect of Bravo actually playing out one of these reds, which she ended up not doing. So it definitely feels bad with the way it worked out. But a block 4 in Arsenal is like not a bad decision to want to make into Bravo. Now we trench it away. Little sad though, no pump to guarantee Bolt and Shot has go again. So we still do this first. We can load Death Dealer now. Ravenous will still give us the reload because this will be a face-up card. So if we're loading off this, we're going to draw one new card. We're hoping it's a pump, right? More than anything. Because then that lets us go 3 wide with Bolt and Shot into Infecting Shot. Yeah, but if it's not a pump, then I just want to put the... I'm just going to shoot the Infecting Shot. Which I think I get anyway, though, because I get the free reload off Ravenous. So it doesn't matter which one I load. I'm pretty sure. Well, that's a go again. So now it would have looked a lot better to be Infecting Shot, funny enough. Oops. Now this would have looked a lot better to be Infecting Shot. This actually, this might be the only draw where it mattered. But knowing that's in the deck, then that was just wrong. This should have been Infecting Shot now. Interesting. Nah. Let's set that up in Arsenal for next turn. I'll just shoot the Infecting right now. That's it. Oh, revealing all the yellows. Why not Ravenous first to see? Yeah, I guess it interacts this. Well, no, because the difference was if I Ravenous first for the reload, then I can't Death Dealer. That was the problem. If I Ravenous first, then I can't Death Dealer, because Death Dealer says you have to have no cards in Arsenal, and I needed the reload of ability off Ravenous. So that's why I did it in that order. I'm pretty sure that's right. Pretty sure. I'm just going to try to set up a much larger turn next turn. Just put 2 go-agains in Arsenal and play it that way. If they're really trying to slow down and fatigue out, then I need 1 turn of very concentrated damage. Whereas if I shoot Sikkim now into Bolt and Shot, Arsenal, Infecting, that really tells me nothing about my next turn. In fact, like, my next turn might be a dud. But with Bolt and Shot and Sikkim, that's 2, like, ideal case, go-again arrows that if I have, like, a Rain Razors backing it up, that'd be kind of nuts, right? So I think this is right. I definitely punted a bit, though, because the line probably was still better to go Sikkim Infecting on this turn. But we have a ceiling now where we could draw, like, a Rain Razors and go nuts. Not quite what happened. You like Sick'em Shot into pitching infecting, keeping the boulder. Just for like this scenario where you trigger on a Nothos. I mean, I figure it's going to trigger at some point anyway. It does make sense to want to use it on armor right now. But I'm really trying to build for that spike turn. I was hoping for a rain here. Obviously not going to happen. Obviously not what happened. But that was the dream. That was the dream. Boulder would have been 6 value though. So it wasn't necessarily guaranteed value, to be fair, keeping the boulder, because they could have also just like thrown Crush the Weak. Right? In fact, like, I don't quite know why they didn't do that. That could have been their turn instead. Didn't have to be an Nothos for 6. Could have just been for 4. So, let's see. This turn itself, we are still missing a pump, which feels just awful. Pretty sure this hand sucks, right? Sick'em Shot getting thrown out into no pump for the bolt and go again. We can't even like get free info on Death Dealer after Sick'em because it doesn't let us load if Bolton's in Arsenal. So, how are we actually playing this hand out? Weird hand, sorry. Yeah, how the heck are we playing this out? Sick'em. Sick'em happens. Maybe we trench away the Bolton shot so that then we can load the Endless Arrow. And like that gives us more options. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So maybe I'd... But then if we're going for like Sick'em, Codex back the Sick'em into Endless or something, aren't we wasting cards at that point? So I should block with the Death Touch, right? I think I can't use that card. I'm pretty sure. But that does become my play if the Death Dealer draws me a buff card. Ooh, a lot of unknowns. A lot of unknowns. I can't trench the Bolton shot? Oh, shoot. Okay, so then I think the play is just Sick'em Shot, Codex, back the Death Touch. That's it? Yeah, okay, that's the play. Weird hand, weird hand. But I think this is okay. Just Sick'em Shot, Death Touch. That choice is a lot easier to make. Hand scales. If you can't sync Trench, then boom. Don't have to make as many weird decisions. Yeah, Death Touch. There we go. That's fine. I think this is fine then. Blocking with an Endless isn't even that big a deal, I don't think. It's not like we're Lexi and can always make the Endless effective when it comes back to our hand. Like, if anything, it just gives us a free Trench every turn if it's hitting, which is interesting. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're doing it. Aha! Okay, well, we're missing kind of a final big hit effect for this hand. But we did it, in a way. We're going wide. That was the point. We're going wide. We've done it. Okay, so we can Nimblism a first Bolton shot into Lace another Bolton shot into, like, Captain's Call, load this Bolton shot, and then kind of make a decision from there. That's right, huh? Well, I guess it depends if this even hits. One of these is likely to hit. If they block them both out, obviously turn changes. But it means we ate a lot of armor. Alright, this one isn't even a real hit effect. They gave us Iron Rot. Not bad. So now, though, we do need to pay for the Death Dealer. There's no way we would need a Captain's Call. I don't think. So let's do this. Load the Bolton. Ooh, if we get the reload on Virulent Touch, that'd be kind of nifty. I don't think we likely do. Was there a different line with... Bullseye ever? Wait, so I can lace right now, load the Virulent Touch, right? Yeah. Never mind. I don't need to think about Bullseye Bracers. This just works. Yeah, okay. Oh, this was good. This was good. This worked. Pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. Kind of unfortunate. They're gonna throw their cards here, so then Virulent isn't giving Blood Rot, but it's 7 damage, right? So how can I complain about that? Oh wait, it's not 7 damage. This one isn't pumped. It's just 4. Ah, hurts a bit. Hurts a bit. We're spending a lot of cards for not much of a scratch yet. Dark Odious understands New Horizons now. We've done it. We have changed the POV of Dark Odious. That is almost an impossible task. That is almost an impossible task. I mean, this hand's pretty straightforward. Pre-med, Bolt and Shot, Death Dealer, Remorseless, and just see what happens. That just makes sense, I would think. The hands make sense when you're under less pressure. That's for one. Because there's still like some weird, like a little bit of inefficiencies here and there, but we're not under a lot of pressure, so we can play with more unknowns and not get super punished. I think that's probably where Riptide is really hard to play well, is when you need to be making more blocking decisions, and then you play with so many unknowns on your own turn. Well, it's not so many. It's not so many, actually, I guess. It's really just Death Dealer. Okay. I mean, the cool thing about Trench here is we don't really care if this ends up in Arsenal. Do we want to just Captain's Call for damage, though? I think I just do this. Because we're going to get a reload off Death Dealer anyway, or a new card off Death Dealer anyway. So, yeah, let's just use Captain's Call for damage, right? Buff power. No need to reload. Oh, so I guess I could have waited as well. Yeah, I probably could have waited on that. Because we didn't need the reload. I don't think it matters in the end. Well, actually, the reload kind of would have been a big deal, because I could have reloaded the Sleep Dart and then had the line open where I Snapdragon Sleep Dart. Oh yeah, okay. So literally no reason to play it first anyway, because we had unknown cards with Death Dealer. But actually the reload was relevant. The reload was actually relevant. Interesting. Interesting. Reload was relevant. Are you trying to branch out and try every hero? Pretty much. I mean, I'm just running through decks that I've never really spent much time on. I mean, I don't play in person too much. You know, I go to like one armory a week. So just trying to make sure I am caught up and don't get lax with my understanding of each hero. It helps a lot to just see what a hero's hands look like, whether you're playing the hero well or not, just to get familiar with the card pool. Yeah, that was a throw. I think I actually would have... I don't know if I really Snapdragon... God, I don't know. Maybe Snapdragons for Sleep Dart was never right anyway. Snapdragons for just 5 damage. But it was an option. It was an option. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I'm more likely to trench away the Sleep Dart. I want the Nimblism. Yeah, Snaps is probably worth more on like a Rain Razor's turn. Probably. Interesting. Could have just used the Go again on Captains. Oh yeah, I mean, that's true. Oh yeah, so... Oh, duh. Wouldn't have had to waste Snapdragons at all. Oh, that's so simple. That is so simple. Yeah, because what does Captains do? It's... Cost with 1 or less? Yeah, would have triggered. Would have triggered on Remorseless. Oh, okay. Yep, true. Wasted. Hand's a bit more interesting. They have a huge hand, so I don't want to go too hard trying to push damage. They most likely are just trying to block with this anyway, so to burn things inefficiently would feel weird. I kind of don't mind just trying to wait for a Rain Razor's turn then. And just like Nimblism like trench away, load the infecting, I guess. Shoot something that's at least a little scary, but then hold the rain razors for a wider turn. Is that okay? I think no matter what, I trench first. Let's get this out of here. Gonna Death Dealer in. Remorseless is actually better on a large hand like this. More likely they have the D-reacts. Do Remorseless. Well, we could push one rain on a Snaps Bracers play. Oh, well, it doesn't need to be Bracers, rather. We get the free reload. It could be Nimblism, pitch rain, shoot Remorseless. We rain, and then load the infecting shot off that. Snaps the Remorseless, shoot it. The problem is it lines up weird with how many cards I have in hand. I feel like they just block it all out. Probably just gonna block it all out. Let's still try it. I don't want to show him I have a second arrow. We'll trip him up, because we'll still get the trigger on the rain. This feels okay. I mean, these are two relevant arrows. It's just when you shoot two arrows on a Remorseless turn, it's less value, because now their defense reacts will just go to the next arrow. I'm not sure I love this, but the Remorseless pump on this is kind of cool. So it probably should have been the infecting first, but we didn't know that was going to be the draw. I don't think we had it in hand. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Remorseless is only defense reacts. It's the same deal, though. Not from hand, correct. But the fact that they couldn't use it on Remorseless can still go to infecting. I would Nimblism, load infecting. Shoot infecting, Arsenal second rain with Remorseless at the ready for next turn. I mean, that was more so my first thought is just hold the rain now. Try to go for a bigger play on the next hand. I think David's point is good as well, though. Nimblism on the infecting. They had all the defense, though. A little unfortunate that lined up with their helm turn. If that wasn't their helm turn, there is a difference made. There's a real difference made. Okay, this hand, we have no arrow, but we can lace, load, frailty, trench that away, get like a 1-cost arrow. I mean, it'd just be the infecting shot, I guess. So we block with 1 card, I think. We block with 1 card because we can, yeah, lace, load, codex, trench, get the 1 cost. That's it, so we can't use this card. Pretty sure. Yep. Pretty sure. Well, 3-card hand, that's only 8, but at least the ponder buys us back some value. I feel like you are being baited into Death Dealer when you don't need to. Like that trench resource could have just shot the arrow instead of loading. We had no way to use an additional card in hand without committing snaps. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, though, the extra card cycles pretty quickly because the Death Dealer draw either becomes pitch or it's, it changes your play, or you put an arsenal and just trench. So I don't know if it's not like ever a wasted resource to pay for Death Dealer instead of straight up shooting, but maybe it's adding to inefficient plays because then I pivot to a different play line kind of late. Could be the difference. I mean, we put this in arsenal. It's not going to trigger ever, but, it's trench at least. Hand is pretty weak unless we draw an arrow off of Death Dealer. So do we just use a 3-block while we have it? I think that's pretty much a given. Boulder at this point is really losing value, but it's more likely to trigger than a pendulum is. I think we'll just block with a pendulum. I don't want to load because I'm trying to trench this away in Death Dealer, and if I load, then I can't Death Dealer. Just saying things out loud to make sure I don't punt. Okay, trench, Death Dealer, Sick'em Shot, Endless Arrow. Not bad. So now we shoot the Sick'em Shot. It has to go again. We Endless Arrow. Or rather, we Captain's Call. That'll load the Endless Arrow. On the Captain's Call, I think it's a little contextual on whether or not they block with Crater. They probably don't block with Crater, but so +2 becomes the right call. But if they do block with Crater on Sick'em for whatever reason, then go again's kind of cool because it threatens bracers, maybe. Do we care about that? Eh. I think that's probably too low value. I want to use Bullseye on a Razor turn, so I think it's always +2, regardless. It's always +2. Yeah. Falcon Wing is not in this deck. Falcon Wing is the better Sick'em. Yeah, well, this deck runs, I'm pretty sure, more yellows than the other Riptide list we were looking at. The list has like the extra Captain's Calls and extra playset of traps. So it's built around a bit more of like being able to Death Dealer with a yellow and then like shoot a 1. So for that, I think that's why the Sick'ems make it. They're just 1 more damage in lines where you have the resource. Okay. I mean, this turn just kind of dumps damage. So we want to play the pre-med first. We want to spread out buffs on both attacks, and like that's just that. We want to use Nimblism to load the Ravenous. Actually, does that matter? This is going to trigger off anything we throw at them. Yeah, okay. Doesn't actually matter. This is just so easy for them to block across the board. They just, start dumping their hand on defense, and we'll just eventually lose. So I guess at some point we need to build for that 6-card Rain Razors play. And we'll have some agency in actually setting up the right arrows with it, because we're going to be pitching back the Rain Razors pretty easily, I would think. But with the Quiver of Abyssal Depths, to put back the Gogan arrows we need, like a red Bolton, a red Sick'em, and then like some high-impact Ender, like an Infecting Shot, we can at least set that up, if it really is just nothing but blocks. That doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna ponder an arsenal, so no reason to keep any of this. Revealed another yellow. Every Ravenous has shown a yellow. There might have been a different sequence where you care about Ravenous revealing so that you get more info on pitching to Death Dealer the Bolton, But with a full 0-cost hand, I don't know. It just didn't seem like that's the route we were going down. I appreciate this, though. They kept this hand. They actually let us land damage. I really appreciate that, opponent. I really do. Huh. Alright. If it's some kind of discard-heavy effect, we can pay into Quiver, and that's kind of cool. We have the crazy line open to us where we trench this away, Rain Razors, load Pitfall Trap, go nuts. That's also possible. Well, they have no floating, so now Pitfall Trap is 3 damage. That's... it probably cannot be worth a Rain Razors. Like, there's probably no way it's worth a Rain Razors. But if my turn is do nothing anyway, right, because they've already bravoed, maybe I actually do that. There's no way, though, right? Because what it does is we trench this away, we play the Rain, we load Pitfall, we've got 1 floating, and we can pay both of these into Quiver. Is that worth it? I think that's actually pretty good. I think that's actually pretty good. Because these also pay into Quiver, we lose no cards. This is just vanilla damage. Oh man, it is a lot of damage though. They blocked with a lot of reds early, so it's unlikely they just kind of draw into another hand like this. So we can buy back some room. Sure. Honestly, fine. I think we did want to pretend we can get that big turn off, so we'll do these. This is a bit early though. The deck's pretty big. This could be just so wrong. It's just kind of funny. It's just kind of a funny play. You know, more than anything. Just a little funny. A little cute. This, I mean, it deals 3 damage. I mean, that hand didn't do anything anyway, right? It was kind of the deal. Like, it just doesn't function. We're burning a Rain, but we're probably getting it discarded anyway. So there's no reason to just, like, actually play that a different way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, ideally, things could have changed if I didn't have to play the Rain, if that was a trap to load the Pitfall. That kind of makes things look better. But we're not out of Rain Razors. We have the 1 left. And it is on the bottom of the deck, so we don't have to worry about burning it pretty soon. Oh, well, it did shuffle, actually, with Quiver. Interesting. It's the Riptide way. You just actually look cute. It's a little fun. It's a little flirty. A little spunky. Got some spark in us. What does this one do again? It is -2 on our first attack of the turn. If we block with a singular card, then that works. This also like makes Pummel not actually buff it by anything. I think we kind of like pretend this is Pummel, right? Why wouldn't they just make a tech plate? Right, if that's a blue and like this is a Pummel, then they should have just tech plated first. So this could just be, well, even a red, wouldn't you tech plate? So what is that, like a sigil? Yellow? Could be a yellow. We're not in a format where he can run Starstruck. I think that's not allowed in normal CC. I kind of want this to actually trigger. The trap damage is relevant. The trap damage is kind of relevant. So if I just block with the E-Strike, turn off the crush effect in theory, that's fine. I can just go load infecting shot. I think this is okay. Okay, well now I can buzzsaw trap. Oh wait, oh no, I can't buzzsaw trap, it's dominated. Oh shoot, okay. Man, that's so weird. Why don't you just tech plate first? It's like... Well, I mean, I guess it worked out. It did work out. It did work out for them. So maybe I'd plan to just always buzzsaw anyway. Just because it does play around this. It's, in a way, a wasted trigger. But it would have played around this. You buzzsaw, I still would have to discard. I would just discard the E-strike. Yeah. Never discarding the Codex of Frailty. That's not happening. So I think we get rid of the Infecting Shot. We're just going to waste the Death Dealer load, get Codex to pull a... Well, we're -2. But Death Touch is still a breakpoint. So I guess we do that. Sure. I think the buzzsaw line was fine. Yeah, that was the way safer play. I greeted because I kind of want the triggers. You know, they're down to 10. And we have enough traps in there that we can probably deal like 6 of this damage. You know, we can probably deal 6 damage through the traps alone. So I definitely greeted to try to just make sure that that trap would trigger at a certain point, but then also through the turns. So, you know, not actually that good in the end. Not actually that good. This is just the most damage. I'm hoping the Ponder pulls a trap more than anything. But even so, I've got some play around Dominate because I'll be able to defense react from hand into load Arsenal. Defense react from Arsenal. So kind of hoping for a double trap hand on the next turn because they're going to eat damage to make this play. I know it's going to be a crippling that they're keeping this hand for. So does Frailty actually change anything? It's only going to come in for 9 at that point. Only going to come in for 9 if I Frailty. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So in equipment alone, I could turn off the crippling from forcing the discard if I choose Frailty. Frailty's safer. Blood Rot's greedy. I think they're low enough I just went through traps triggering, though. So I don't quite need the Blood Rot. Pretty sure. Well, no, they can also play it really safe and just never do anything other than a Nothos, right? That's their fallback. So I do still need to deal damage, funny enough. Because they can just never let a trap trigger. They can just always swing a Nothos. That's all they do for the rest of the game until I deck out. I think for that I kind of want Blood Rot then. But that's really hoping I pull the double trap. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's got to be Frailty. Oh, we drew a trap though. Funny. Not the double trap, but this still works then. If you Blood Rot, they can just pay it. Well, I mean, they're trying to throw the Dominated Crippling, so they can't pay for it on this turn. I mean, this is fine. We drew the trap in Arsenal, so Frailty was a bit of a hedge against if this didn't happen, but it did happen. So now we can just block with the 3 block from hand and the Boulder Trap, and then that's it. My turn is just Captain's Call +1, load Death Touch, shoot Death Touch. Is that really it? Is that really it? I think, like, that is okay, though. That is okay. If that's all our turn is. Just block with armor and boulder? What does that look like? If I just block with armor and boulder. Sorry. If I just block with armor and boulder, that is the 6 needed to not get crippled. Then the turn is load Death Dealer Infecting Shot. Wait, no, that doesn't work. I don't have Snapdragons anymore. So I can't actually get... Wait, yeah, what? I don't see how that works. Unless I'm stupid. I don't see how keeping this whole hand actually lets me throw 2 attacks. It would be like if I draw a yellow off Death Dealer is the only way it works, right? Where I would go pitch Lace with Death Dealer, load Infecting Shot, draw a yellow, then I'm able to Captain's Call. Oh no, but I'd be out of New Horizon, so I actually can't load the Death Touch then. Load the Infecting with Death Touch. Uh-huh. Captain's Call loads the Death Touch. Then I have to pay for the Death Touch, though, which then means I can't... Death Dealer? No, that doesn't make sense. I don't see how any of that makes sense. Plus, giving up these equipments would suck. These are kind of how we're going to win the game. We need to set up our Razor's turns, and we also need to not get trap locked. We are happy with the amount of threats in the deck. Like, I'm really surprised they're at 6 with how much threat we have left. It feels pretty good. What we're running out of is windows to set up. Because we're low enough that, like, you know, if we eat this 4, then if we take a setup turn, he can just slam with a dominate and we could die. That's what's getting scary. That's what's getting scary. So I do want to 1-card block, I'm pretty sure. Like, Sleep Dart's pretty useless. So I'm just going to go Seek and Destroy, load Death Dealer, shoot Infecting Shot. Like, that's really it for the turn. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to waste a 3-block here. I wish I had a yellow, obviously. Yellow would be nuts. No yellow, though. Putting a boulder trap on the bottom doesn't feel great. I wonder if that changes the plan then. I give them the window, right? I just shoot Infecting Shot, pitch Seek and Destroy, Arsenal boulder trap, and just like hope they tech plate Anothos. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. I don't mind taking that risk. Try to bait them into tech plate Anothos, because then we get value on the Crater Fist. I'm actually fine to take that line. I'm fine to take this. I want him to think Riptide is a feeble, fickle, sickly lad, but in reality I'm a big, beefy boy. And I've got a boulder trap ready, so when you slam that Nothos for 6, showing lethal, I can trip you up. But that's about all it feels good into. Maybe not the best, but this is the last turn, I think, where it could get value. So I'm going to make the risky play. I'm going to make the risky play. Well, there's not a huge risk. I can always trench it away. But in terms of losing 3 damage, that's where the risk is. I'm taking an Arsenal, which in theory could have 5 value, over 3 damage right now. If this gets 5 value, I think that's a huge tipping point for the match. Huge tipping point. Please tech plate and Nothos. If they're smart, they won't do it. Yep. Doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. It's still okay, because this is a block 3 from Arsenal, which we don't hate. My next turn is Bullseye Bracers, the Bolton... Well, hold up. This is crazy, but let me just say it out loud. Wait, I don't need to Bullseye Bracers. What am I saying? There's no reason. I'm blocking the Boulder Trap, then I'm going to Death Dealer, load the Bolton Shot, shoot the Bolton Shot, hit it with Razor Reflex, load the Death Touch. That's my turn. Boom. Okay. Bullseye Bracers, not a part of that plan. Not a part of that plan. But we can pretend. Sick'em Shot. That doesn't fit our resource curve this turn, right? Because we're about to spend 1-2. Yeah, so don't have the resource for it. But that'd be a pretty decent push, actually. Pretty decent push. Is if we could somehow work the bullseyes in. Like if we drew the red Bolton Shot we put in deck over the Sick'em. That's kind of nuts, right? Oh, well, no, it's not. Never mind, because we need the reload to happen on Death Touch. It wouldn't work. We're actually fine with this being our arsenal then. Yeah, never mind. I'm going to do the sad face so they think I've got nothing. Yeah, that wouldn't work. We need the reload when we play the Razor on this Bolton Shot. So that's going to take away our ability to even have bullseye anyway. Yeah. They can disrespect Razor as well because they're not dead to it. But they might be thinking it's actually like a Rain Razors. And so for that reason, they're going for the block. The BM sad face? Yeah, you gotta bait it. It's very possible that decks like Riptide just suck. And that opponents disrespect them because they think these decks just like can have turns like this. 5-card hand, Bolton Shot. It is possible, And they had a sync anyway, so what's the big deal? At least we weren't counting on this reload. Alright, show me like a pummel. I know you have the blue pummels in the deck right now. I know they're in there. Haven't seen you block with them yet. What is it, a staunch? Blue unmovable? You dog. Okay. No Rain Razors. No Rain Razors. This would have been the turn. Is this turn still okay? We've got pre-med, Sick'em Shot. Or no, we don't want a pre-med yet. We got Sick'em Shot, Death Dealer, Bolton, pre-med, shoot Bolton, bullseye, sleep dart off of whatever he drew on Death Dealer. That could be a thing, right? So I'm pretty sure we go to 1. Is that okay? Do we want to go to 1 or do we give up the sleep dart bullseye play? That's the difference, right? We can block with the sleep dart and our turn can still be just the Sick'em lines, reset arsenal. Or do I go greed for the sleep dart? The full damage on that turn would be 7, 11, 15, 16 damage. They likely go to 2. I get a full pass out of them. And then I still have Rain Razors in the deck, which they can't play around every single time. Yeah, I think I'd take it. It's a free opportunity to go to 1, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Now, we do have to lead with the Sick'em. I don't want to play the Premeditate yet. I want that on the Bolton Shot. Just so it has to go again. Yep. You're confused about why Boulder Trap didn't do damage. It doesn't trigger on Anothos. Anothos is a base 4. It's not Titan's Fist, right? It's not Titan's Fist. Alright, now we Death Dealer. Let's load the Bolton. Yellow Infecting is more damage if it goes through. So we like this. Oh, I don't even need to bullseye. Oh, well. Okay, hold up. Do I want to bullseye bracers for the +1 damage on Infecting? I think I do, right? This is going to come in for 7. They're going to block 2 cards in armor. And then I just bullseye Infecting Shot lethal. So I don't think I actually want to load. Yeah, this should be game. This should be game. I think we Riptided him. We Riptided him. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Right, there's no way they can block all this. Because this is an extra 2 damage on hit. So it's over. Interesting. Good game. Whoa, baby. Riptide, a little interesting, my friend. A little interesting. Turns out when you got all these postules over your body, it gives you a lot of time to, like, you know, you get to twiddle your thumbs, like, think a lot. Play with all your little warts and things. Gets you in the zone. Meanwhile, Bravo's distracted. He's out there, just, like, chilling at his party. We're focused. We need this win. Boom. That's game. That is game, right? Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's not. They take 2? Oh, it's not game. They're alive. No, they're alive at 1. They're alive at 1. I should have, Wait, they surrender? Oh, yeah, because I guess I have inevitability. I have inevitability with the, pitfall traps, I guess, is the thing. GG's. Okay, I miscounted. I actually thought they were just dead to the blood rot, so I missed counting 1 damage. But it remains the case where we had the Rain Razors in deck still. We had the 2 pitfall traps. So I think it was still, like, very much ours to win. Because of actually counting out that they didn't die. Wait, if this just came in for... Hold on, wait, was that the stupid play? Sleep Dart was more damage then, right? No, it's not. That was just 6. They were at 5. They block 3. They take 3, go to 2. Yeah, so, no, Yellow Infecting was still 1 more damage. So I guess I never actually had lethal. I never actually had it where they would die at 0. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh well, I mean, that was a cool game. There was inevitability. They can't ever attack again, so I can just, like, I guess pretend to deck them. That's kind of impossible though, right? Because I'll run out of attacks too. I think in a real game that might have been a draw. So to make it safer and not waste Bullseye, since I knew I didn't have lethal, I should have just reloaded on the pre-med play, and then just shoot it there, because it misses 1 damage. They're then at 2, but I have a Bullseye play still left in the deck. I actually think that's a draw in, like, a real game. In a real tournament setting, I think we just reach a state where it's a hard draw. He's going to just block every single attack. I'm out of my go again arrows. I'm out of, let's see, 1 red Bolton. 2 red Bolton. Oh no, we still had the 1 red Bolton left in the deck. That might have unlocked it, actually. We had the 1 red Bolton still left in the deck. That might have done it. Because the yellow... Oh, no, there it is. There's the 3rd red. I didn't see it. The yellows... There's 1 yellow Bolton shot. We had 1 yellow Bolton shot. That might have been it. Nope. There's the 3rd one. Oh my god. No, I think that's legitimately a draw. In, like, a real tournament game, I'm pretty sure that's a draw. Interesting. Unless they disrespect our Rain Razors at some point. Because they're just never going to attack at that. They're just never going to attack. They're at 1. Why would they ever risk turning on a trap? So they'll just sit there and block everything, and then I'm going to run out of attacks. Did I have 1 more Sikkim? Let's see. 1 Sikkim. 2 Sikkim. Okay, I had 1 more Sikkim shot. I did have another Codex. Nope, all the Codexes are gone. Never mind. So it's the 1 Sikkim and the 1 Rain Razors. That'd be my last chance to push the game, unless, does the list even run 2 Razor Reflex? That could be the difference maker. Let me check. Oh, okay, 2 Razor Reflex, actually. I think we had it. With 1 Razor Reflex in the deck, they can't play around Rain every time and Razor every time. So between the 2 of those, I think we would have been fine. And 2 pitfalls were still, or 1 pitfall was still in the deck. And they'd be at 1. Yeah. Okay. Still, sloppy. Sloppy in the end. Sloppy in the end. I'll take it, though. That was a win. But in a tournament, I think that's where Riptide just falters, right? Your opponent can just say, okay, fine. Like, I don't attack now. And if you've burned through resources because you were playing like a kind of loose first cycle, and not all that is under your control, right? Like, you don't get to just say, oh, I'm going to pitch sack with Trench, like my perfect endgame, because you do shuffle with the Abyssal. You do get, like, random stuff in Arsenal off of, like, Ponders. Random stuff you end up pitching off Death Dealer. I don't think you can actually craft it perfectly unless your opponent literally never attacks you. Interesting deck. Interesting deck. Alright. Riptide is apparently a thinking man's deck. Maybe a little too much thinking for me. Not gonna lie. It's getting tough out here. Keep up with this. An Uzuri. Okay, let's not throw the Uzuri game. Uzuri should be pretty free for Riptide. I think same deal. Going first lets us play into the New Horizons. The problem with that into Uzuri is we don't necessarily get to play around Isolate CNC. So if we go first and kind of give up tempo for the Arsenal, that can potentially get blown out. So I actually think I want to go second in this matchup in particular. I think second in this matchup in particular. I don't want to just get blown out. Not running the down and dirties. Honestly, I would run the entire deck against Uzuri. That's interesting. I'd probably just do everything. Put it all in. And this helps play around Codex. They Codex, you block with down and dirty and a card so that you don't get leave no witnesses. And that's a real thing. Although you probably don't get hit by Codex very often, right? You're always going to have your own arsenal. Take a look. You're probably always going to have your own arsenal, so you'll have more control over whether or not you want Codex to work, because you could just trench away. So maybe down and dirty just doesn't come up. I could see that. Alright, let's do it. Let's try it. You gotta head out. See you, David. You're the reason I'm 2-0. Am I gonna run Dreadbore? I don't think it's Contract Uzuri. And we're right. It's Redline Uzuri. If it was Contract, yeah, I mean, you kind of need Dreadbore, I would think. So maybe it's smarter just to always hedge that it is Dreadbore, but nah. Blue Uzuri is all the rage right now. So I was expecting more of a mid-range deck. Next time, save Virulent for the endgame because it demands 3 cards if they don't have a D-React. Oh, that is such a good point. Yeah, if you count down their D-Reacts, which at that point, I think he still had, since he was running Unmovables, he still had 2 blue Unmovables in the deck. He only ever played 1 of them. So that was in the deck. 2 blue Unmovables were in the deck. But if it really goes to the point where there's not a single one left, Virulent makes sense there. For sure. The other cute play you can make, and it's really hard to do, but sometimes you can run like yellow Ravenous Rabble to make it easier. If you're really trying to play for an insane endgame of 0 cards in deck, you can just keep pitching yellow Ravenous, and then in your final hand, you can just drop Ravenous, like 0 for 4, and just have like a, 16 damage hand off all yellows, which is kind of cool. It's something you can do in draft more than anything, because why are you putting yellow Ravenous in a constructed deck? But it's a real thing. So we can Boulder Trap. I think I'll just give the Razor right now. On the Nerve Scalpel. We can Boulder Trap and get a free load off. Actually, maybe Razor's more relevant in this matchup if they try to go Fatiguey. I'm overthinking it. You know what? I'm going to just take 1 damage. Take it. I'm going to just take it. Razor's kind of cool at the end of the day. It's a way to actually use a larger hand on the early turn. Now they know I have Razor, though. Throw. Absolute throw. I can double trap and isolate, but the thing about the current Riptide builds is that you don't really see double traps until your deck is pretty concentrated. You know, the deck, at least this version, I don't even think runs I don't even think it runs red traps, other than maybe the tripwire. Right? The only red traps are the 2 red tripwire, and the rest is yellow. So as you play the game, you can concentrate your deck with more traps because you're pitching in the yellows. But that's pretty hard to do first cycle. Nice. We get a boulder trap trigger off, which lets us park the razor. Yeah, which gives us basically a free resource on our next turn. This is pretty good. Let's boulder trap. Let's put this in arsenal. Let's ping him for a damage and put a -1 on crown. Yep. Spike Pit can also be good for 4 to 5 damage late game if you can catch an isolate or shred. I would love to think I can set that up, but I'm pretty sure that's just a random play. You know? It's just going to be random. Of course I talk about traps, and then we draw this hand, so that is pretty remarkable. We have a pass. Holy moly. Should I man, wow. Should I have actually played around this and just taken an extra damage, block with the razor? Actually, would have been an extra 2 damage. Block with a razor, keep an arrow. Load that in arsenal instead, just to play around this exact kind of hand. Holy moly. I can't even set up a new horizon on this hand because I can't put anything face up. Ooh. This is a bit of a Riptide hand, so I think we just cycle away the... Or actually, hold up. I'm just going to cycle away this... Cycle away this and set up double trap. 1 in arsenal, 1 in hand. Yeah, let's put tar trap in arsenal. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! Alright, I see the problem with Riptide now. He's kind of got the Ranger problem on steroids. Not only can you now draw a handful of buffs, but you can draw a handful of traps instead of attacks. It was probably worth the damage then, just to make sure I had an arrow. But that hadn't come up in my 2 games so far, so honestly I didn't think about it. Didn't really consider that happening, draw sequence-wise, because we had just gone on a tangent about how the traps are pretty spread out in this deck. There's not too many of them. I think we'll just tar trap now. Oh yeah. I think we can just tar trap now. Leaves us open for potentially like this trap, load trap, that kind of deal. Saves us from whatever the next hit effect is, actually triggers. So sure, why not? Remember that you can block with bullseyes to make the higher attack to trigger traps. Oh, look at that. Yeah, because this would get a piercing. Now luckily this already triggers, but that's a great point for boulder trap. Oh man. Oh, that's awesome. That's actually so sick. Maybe I should have done that first then. Just go ahead, trigger boulder on this, put the -1 on crown right out the gate. Interesting. That's a very good point. So that's the case for either of these. Any of the 0 blocks. They're not null blocks. You can still block them to play around like other things that come up, again, like the dash matchup, for example. But that's a great point for this one. You can trigger piercing. Very cool. Just play Talishar. That way you can pitch the traps and make him 4 damage. Look at that. Okay, yeah, so actually I think I should have done that play that the chat said with bullseye, boulder trap trigger here, then Pitfall would trigger on the give and take, because now I have nothing that triggers on the give and take. Feels a little bad. It would have been cool to ping him twice on this turn. I'm not going to waste these, I don't think. Come in with an isolate. So, in theory, the next hit effect is still denied. Is that what's happening with this guy? The next time an attack action card hits this turn, effects don't trigger. Nope, so that was on the give and take. So now whatever hit effect is coming is actually real. So I really would have liked to do that boulder line, actually. Boulder here. Tar trap there. And then kind of ignore this. Dang. Honestly, didn't think of that line anyway, so we'll chalk it up to just learning curve. So now we can just boulder, load, block again. Feels pretty gross to do that. Lose 2 trap triggers of damage. But then all we're doing on our turn really is pitching to load Bolton and then just arseling whatever we draw off Death Dealer, and we're just trying to take a setup turn. That's pretty much all that's happening, I think. Very awkward. This one's not likely to trigger most of the time anyway. Yeah. I don't know if this was... if actually the other play would have made it any different, because... at the end of the day, they probably just like take my arrow, right? If I gave them a block on the give and take. They take an arrow with my surgical. So maybe this did kind of work out in the end, I guess. Very strange start, though. I mean, we just punted our turn 1. Just didn't draw attacks. Alright. Now we are in the New Horizons loop, at least a little bit. Not great here. We didn't draw a buff. We didn't draw a buff. No buff, no buff. So, is our turn just block 6? Probably tripwire as well. Or no, probably block here, E-strike, 7, Arsenal, Pitfall. Like most likely our turn. We could also scale it differently. E-strike for 5, draw a card. Arsenal that. Instead of block with all these. Guess we'll see. But, you know, to win this matchup, I'm pretty sure you still need damage at some point. I'm pretty sure that has to come across at some point, is the damage cards. We'll find them. We'll find them before we take too much of a beating, I would hope. This one denies... hit effects do not trigger this chain link unless the attacking hero pays 1. Okay. So they're really trying to deny the tripwire value this turn. I don't think I super care. At the end of the day, I can just leave this in Arsenal. Just go for an E-strike 7 instead. Oh, wait, sorry. This is Spider's Bite, not a second Nerve Scalpel. Okay, so now it's impacting the cards I do want to block with. I think it's still fine. This is going to be blocking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is still our blocking power. Not the biggest deal. Now they isolate. We do this. Well, blocking 6 now definitely becomes harder. Definitely becomes harder here. So we're going to try to, like, I guess, not trigger the hit effect. Just tripwire and they don't pay. Would it be nice? Or if they pay, they get off Arsenal? I think both Shakedown and CNC aren't huge blowouts. I mean, obviously they hurt. They do hurt, but if it's CNC and we lose the Bolton, then I can at least still like load the Endless Arrow and see how that turn plays instead. If it is Shakedown and they call red and they pull the Endless Arrow, I can still E-Strike 5 go again Arsenal. So we have plays into both. So I think the smarter play from them is actually pull the E-Strike. I feel like they're less likely to do that. Most people just see Endless Arrow and they get very scared. But that would be the better play, is now Shakedown pulls Enlightened Strike. Which, all cards are on the table. They do see my hand, so props to them if they end up taking it. It is correct. I can at least then trench away the Bolton, load Death Dealer, and see how that turn plays. Could be a bit different. So we can at least play around that as well. A bit. I'd love to keep it, though. Love to keep it. Just get rid of Endless. Come on. You're so scared of this card, right? Lexi uses it so well. Riptide must break it. Riptide must break it. Just take it. Come on. They're thinking. All right, they took the E-Strike. In the end, yeah, that is the better take. We can still have a turn, though. We can still have a turn. And only 1 damage got through. Nah, that was pretty good, I think. Oh, because I can't trench. Oh my god. I can't trench face-ups. Can't trench face-ups, lol. Alright, well that changes everything. I cannot get this out of Arsenal. I cannot Death Dealer. See, these are all the, like, weirdo synergy pieces that, like, someone like Lexi, someone like even Azalea these days doesn't have to worry about. Their stuff just, it functions. Even to the point where you can make Sandscour Greatbow work. Riptide, look at all these conditions. My goodness. Yeah, this turn sucks then. It is just Bolton Shot, Arsenal Pitfall, and they know we have Pitfall. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Someone did mention that before, that you can't trench face-ups. Honestly, I forgot Bolton Shot was even... Well, yeah, I guess I knew it was face-up because I've been playing with the New Horizons line, but... Yeah, I just didn't register that... Not like we could change how we played that, though, right? They just take E-Strike and it forces this turn. So definitely right for them to end up grabbing that card. They questioned it. Probably made a mistake, but we'll see. Well, I don't know, buddy. Hand looking mighty bad. 3 cards, 3 damage. Good stuff. This combo of traps feels pretty decent into whatever they do this turn. We've got at least a 2-card 7 with Nimblism Endless. And could, you know, I play around, I guess, with Captain's Call to try to say go again and really make him freak out or something. Them leading with Nerve Scalpel, little annoying. Little annoying. Probably means we have to end up blocking with Captain's Call this turn to balance out the 6 block. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, if they try to swap in a CNC, we just don't care. So that's nice as well. Oh my god. Not this, though. If you're swapping in a CNC on a backstab, come on, dude. Not like this. Why does this game feel so hard? Everyone talks about Riptide just stomping Uzuri. I don't know, man. Maybe it was just that punt. Oh, wait, there's no way I should be able to play these, right? These should not be legally played. Because Backstab's still on the chain. Backstab is still on the chain legally, right? It's letting me de-react. But I shouldn't be able to. Yeah. So that's correct. Annihilate the armed. Oh, not what I expected, honestly. So we can, I guess, just get these going. Sure. Sure. Do I care about the Riptide trigger here? Does Riptide letting me arsenal something do anything for my turn? Not really. Because my turn is still just Nimblism, load endless, shoot endless, like most likely. Huh. Yeah, I don't think anything changes here. Let this go. We hit a isolate and infect. All right. It also full blocks the 5 because they were played in independent instances, right? So the Nerve Scalpel only eats the first one. So that's nice. Don't have to worry about the banish off the top. I honestly forgot about that. Even so, if we were trying to play around 6 power coming through, we would have had to throw a Captain's Call. Shouldn't Pendulum block for 1 less? They resolve 1 at a time versus Nerve. At least, that is how they should work. They resolve 1 at a time because I can like play 1, pass, play another. I actually don't think I clicked it in that order, but that's how it should work. I'm pretty sure. Okay, somehow the life was equalized. Somehow. Okay, question becomes now, do I Death Dealer pitching Captain's load endless just to see if that draw shifts anything, or do I want the Captain's Call in my arsenal? Or do I want to play it and kind of push the ceiling of Endless Arrow? Interesting choice. I don't hate having Captain's Call in Arsenal. It's a bit of a flexible card, right? Flexible card. It's not the strongest, though. I could definitely have a better card going into Arsenal than the Captain's Call, so I think we'll just cycle it, push a little bit. Now, ooh, okay, this actually got better. We can Nimblism, load Bolton, and go that route. Sure. I'll take that. Yeah, I have to keep those lines open, right? Like the fact that it could be the Sikkim shot or the Bolton shot, those feel good off of a curve like that, leading with the yellow. Interesting. Well, we clumped so many traps early that we're likely to see a lot of aggression coming out of the next few hands. So if they end up blocking a lot this turn, which looks like they're not, well, at least not yet, we have quite a bit of room. This was the other misplay, not triggering Boulder on that other turn, was Crown still had 1 block. If I triggered the Boulder because of the piercing play, then Crown would have 0 block, and it would have shifted things. The change then becomes Surgical would have hit, so it would have been quite a different few subsequent turns. But, yeah, this is now where the Boulder mattered for our side of things. Interesting. All right. How does this hand do cool things or not necessarily? It would become... No, it doesn't quite work, right? I can't get the Death Touch going into Frailty. I don't have a way to load this. because this would be my pitch card for it. So that doesn't quite work. Doesn't quite work. It could instead be Captain's Call to load the Death Touch, Razor Reflex it. That's probably the worst line. I'm just talking. Because when you see a Codex, you want to play the Codex, for one. You pretty much always want that to happen. You play a Codex, you get closer to winning the game. That's what happens. That's what this card does. So we can block with the Death Touch, I guess. Play Codex, load a card, trench it away, have the one floating for Codex. So we can 2-card hand Death Touch. Pretty decent. It means we need to block 4. Doesn't feel great to block 4, but they're pitching away their Codex. Ah, see, we like that. We do like that. We want to play ours. I don't want you to play yours. I think the good news is if they shake down here, they'd never call yellow. They probably call red. So I guess I'll only block 1. Because if it is shakedown, I want this to have hit the grave. They shake down, they call red, they pull Razor. I can still go Codex, Captain's Call. If it isn't shakedown and it's like CNC or something else, then I can at least still get use out of Captain's Call and just use it as +2. So I think this feels okay. The swap now is, do I care about Surgical Extraction? If I want to play around Surgical Extraction, then I should block the Captain's Call here. Block the 4. But then it becomes blocking 4, doesn't play around Shakedown. Shakedown comes in, they call red. Razor Reflex disappears. Codex becomes much worse because pulling 0 costs has... Well, I mean, there's one relevant hit effect in Endless Arrow, I guess, but I have a Ponder anyway, so that's not the biggest deal. I really want to keep 2 cards. So I think... Oof, man, it sucks. If it's Surgical, it sucks. It's not Surgical though, right? It's not Surgical. Or, someone in chat says, Captain's Call for go again, load the Death Touch, then pitch Razor for the Death Touch Codex. Now, I think Codex for 0 is just really low value. I don't want to do that. I actually really don't want a Codex for 0. Very, very low impact play. But it does let me throw the Death Touch still. So if all I want to do is end up throwing the Death Touch, at least that still happens, and then the fact that a 0 for 4 isn't the most impactful still matters because I got the Death Touch off, and so now that's not my entire turn. Okay, fine. I'm going to say no blocks. I think that's good enough. Because I can still get the Death Touch off at all, sure, I'll let it happen. But feels a little bad, you know? Would have loved for this to be like a yellow or a blue. This does play around Shakedown and Surgical, though. That's the other reason to say no blocks. Okay, so it was Surgical. Nice. I think in the end we weren't playing around Surgical. So they get rid of Codex here. We can still Death Touch for 8. Yep. Is it Riptide Gaming time? It is, and we've been doing pretty decent. The games so far have been crazy. Riptide is crazy. It's very hard to feel like you're in the driver's seat because your hands are just a mess. I think Riptide's hands might be some of the worst I've ever seen across the board. Like turn by turn, they are miserable. Absolutely miserable. But the kind of high-level game plan is still there. Like even hand by hand, he can execute a game plan over the course of a whole game that's pretty decent. You know, like you've got longevity built in with this, you know, breakpoint deck that is pinging damage here and there, and then late game has all the threat density with the traps. Like that's a real way to play. It's interesting. It's interesting. Buff power. 3-card 8. Pretty miserable. Pretty miserable. But at least it was a play. And now we have a Death Touch in the graveyard at all. But we did lose a Codex and another Death Touch, actually. Whew. One hand is mechanical, after all. Yeah, you're right. He really doesn't have... It's impossible for him to have perfect hands. It's just not his character. Not possible. Maybe he is my hero, then. He was made for me. Three cards plus on hits. It's basically Bravo. Riptide's basically Bravo? I don't know about that. Frailty saves us from dealing with daggers. On a 3-card hand, he likely wants to dagger attack swap. But if that's not what they do, they can just attack swap and just arsenal a new card. So Frailty pretty low value. I think Blood Rot's fine. Blood Rot is fine. We see another Codex. This is good. All right. So likely then that either they don't have a swap at all this turn, and then not giving them Frailty looks really bad, or their turn is just attack swap. Because if they don't have a swap at all, and it really is just like a Nerve Scalpel, Spider's Bite, like CNC or whatever, or, you know, that's not even that good, but you get me. Well, we're not blocking with this hand anyway, right? Probably not. We've got Ravenous. Seek, we can pay into Death Dealer with Pitfall, which does nothing, but it gives us 1 floating to then shoot an arrow that's loaded by Seek, and we've got a Remorseless for that. So we're probably not blocking at all. The hand does function. It's not terrific, but it does function. We don't even need to Pitfall into Death Dealer. We can keep this as hidden information, right? Because we can just load this off of one of these effects, trench it away. That's slightly better, right? Don't show them where the pitfalls are. Don't show them the pitfall traps. Alright, so in the end, Frailty might have been the exact same as Blood Rot. It looks like 2 value is what we're looking at here. They can't pay for another Spider's Bite, so it really depends if this is an attack. If this is an attack, then Frailty was oh no, actually, the looking for scrap doesn't get -1. What am I saying? So, yeah, Blood Rot and Frailty were the exact same then. They were the same, because that's only 1 and 2 times Frailty would have mattered, not 3. And Blood Rot is also still dealing the 2. And I think we weren't blocking anyway, so we're happy enough with that choice. Sure. Yeah, we can't just chump a 3-block, so let's just eat it. They're off Arsenal. They're off Tunic, makes them less consistent. So we appreciate... Oh, Mike! Whoa, brother! Whoa, brother, calm down. It's like the best card in the deck. Just gone. Whew! That's rough. That's why you just don't play Arachne. What's the point of manipulating the top when you can just send it? See what happens. Okay. At least maybe we now reveal a red. That would be nice. Show me a red. Show me a red. Nope, another yellow. Banish a Codex to reveal a Pitfall. Wonderful stuff. They don't have a CNC yet. Or a leave no witnesses. So actually these early codexes are probably my only window to really play them in a way that doesn't potentially screw me. I mean, we only get to play the one, I guess, because these are gone. But if they did come up later, then them pulling a CNC or a leave no witnesses to then sit on for a turn to wait out the frailty would be pretty good. It'd be pretty good from them. This still lets them pull back like an isolate that they can just play out and swap. Feels pretty decent at this point in the game. What's up, We Make Best? Dude, we played against your Needle Katsu as game 1 of the day, and that was an insane game. Insane game. A lot of fun to play that match. A lot of fun. Absolutely looked like an animal from my side, because what do I know about Riptide? I played this man for way too many hours on stream for no improvement, which is why the title of today's video is what it is. Although the Riptide, the hype is up and the win rate is up, so it's a bit of a lie actually. Bit of clickbait. I should have just gone from the get-go and saying win rate insane, confirmed 100%. Done it like a We Make Best style, you know. Just call it as it is. Most broken deck in the game, confirmed. I made it royal. And now it's cracked. You would have blocked for Pitfall. You would go Seek into Ravenous into Codex to get Endless. Well, I can't block Pitfall. Pitfall has to be from Arsenal, was the problem there. No way to load it on the opponent's turn. Didn't have another trap to load it, so nothing to do with that card. Nothing to do with it. Every deck you make is top tier, brother. Well, good enough for top 4 at least if you just play Michael Hamilton's decks. I don't know about your own builds. Sorry, I don't know. Where's the proof? Why does Trench have that limitation? Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that across the board, right? Look at this. You have to have nothing in Arsenal for Death Dealer, nothing in Arsenal for Bullseye. Needs to be face down for Trench. Needs to be face up for New Horizon. It's a little wonky, you know, little wonky. Ain't a perfect deck. But I think we're missing... It's funny to say because there's so many Ranger headpieces already, New Horizons and Crosstrap, but we're missing like the Riptide kit of equipment. You know, this is not made for him. Crosstrap is not made for him. Right? He's his own beast a little bit. So to see like a trap synergistic armor piece would have been really cool. You know? That would have been sick. Yeah, I'm not going to claim victory, no way. Did you see our boy BNet destroys it? Congrats for that, by the way. Congrats for that. It was incredible. Not actually ragging on you. Not actually. I can't believe that Nick Butcher game. You hyped me up way too much. I tuned in. It was like 4 a.m. I tuned in. I see AB1 Oldhim. You're in the chat spamming messages saying like, oh, free, bro, free, bro. And then the game was over on like turn 4. Kind of nuts. Have you actually gone back and looked at if that game was misplayed, or did Bennett actually like do all he could? Yeah, I don't know Icelander enough to really critique that game, but obviously from the outside perspective, from the get-go it looked wonky. You know, turn 0 for Ice Bolt Waning Moon, like that does look wonky. You know, that does look wonky. Mad says, speaking of hands, if you don't mind, what is up with your ring and pinky? I was in well, it wasn't really like a boat crash. It was a boating accident, I guess, when I was little. And it crunched my pinky finger really bad. And it didn't heal right. So now my pinky has like this weirdo bone spur on it. I'll show. My pinky, you see this? You see this like weird knob? It has, yeah, this weirdo bone spur on it. But the problem is, as I've gotten older, it has healed worse and worse. Like, I cannot move my pinky. It is literally a dead finger. I'm trying to move it right now. I'm trying to move it. Look at that. That's like about all I can do. You know, with the rest of my hand, it's fine. But individually, it's like barely a finger. And I don't feel, it's like nerve dead. So it's like a shitty finger, man. If I could amputate it, I would. Not even kidding. It's like, it's just in the way. So recently I've started to use the little strap thing to just not worry about my pinky. I only started doing that when I picked up card games again. Because when you're like shuffling and stuff, I don't need like a rogue finger just out there, you know, flipping my equipment or whatever the hell's going on. I literally can't feel it. I can't move it. I can't feel it. It's a shitty finger, man. It sucks. Happened when I was like 8. Why didn't doctors address that? Huh. Well, you see, we were on vacation, and my mother refused to take me to the hospital because it would interrupt her vacation. So we didn't go to the hospital. So for like 2 weeks, the thing was just taped to a popsicle stick, just hoping that it was fine. Then we get back home and go to like a sports doctor. And the sports doctor's like, dude, it healed so wrong. Like, you're done. So they tried to re-break it and like fix it. And nope, it's just done. It's done for. Okay, so Seek and Destroy Remorseless hits unless so this is a looking for scrap in arsenal. We do know that. So they're not playing it out this turn. That's just not happening, I guess, unless they want to snaps this and go a different route. I don't see why they'd do that, though. So they're losing the looking for scrap. So they're probably swapping in something. So if all I do is tar pit, perhaps, what does my turn look like? I mean, my turn can just be E-Strike Go again into weapon. Or not weapon, but Death Dealer Arrow. That's pretty fine, I think. I'll play this out just in case it's CNC, obviously. Yikes, but how was the vacation? We were visiting my relatives. Actually, in New York. Actually, like an hour away from where I live now. So, it wasn't that much of a vacation. It's funny. It's funny. It was a CNC. All right, well, really not a bad turn. Okay, the game is pivoted, and that's crazy because I'll have you know, on our turn 1, we drew 3 traps and a pre-med, and had to pass, going second. And yet, look how the game has pivoted. That's crazy. It's crazy, dude. They're gonna lose this. We know that they pitched one of their own codexes. We are out of our own codexes, so that is something to watch for. I think we can just Death Dealer first. Load the red infecting. Our turn is 10 with an arsenal. I don't think I want to show them the collapsing trap, right? But the difference would be if the Death Dealer draws a 1 cost, what 1 cost could we end up using? It could be like a Sikkim shot, so when we go Enlightened Strike, Go again, we could load the Sikkim and shoot it. So that there is reason to want to pitch the blue. So I think we'll show him the collapsing. It's fine. Another red infecting. That's actually, I mean, cost curve wise, that's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. I think I'm snapsing for that. There's no Rain Razor on this turn, but that's decent. Go again. Imagine what I could have gotten for the thumb. What does that mean? Dude, I'm not out here trying to sacrifice my limbs, man. I wish I had my pinky back. At this point, I'm over it, though. At this point, rather than fix it, I think it's pretty much impossible. I'd rather it off. I'm not even kidding. I've never looked into, like, voluntary amputation, but let me tell you, having a dead pinky is quite a burden. I've slammed it in car doors. I have, like, bit my fingernail to the point where, like, I didn't even notice that I'm, like, you know, just destroying it. It's a weird feeling to have a dead finger. Okay, so this is too good a snaps to ignore, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Double infecting, kind of a big deal. On the bright side, you always look fancy when I drink out of a teacup. Well, okay, but here's the other part. You know how your pinky is connected via the, what is it, ulnar nerve to, like, your ring finger? You know, these fingers do a lot together. So having a dead pinky makes other things hard with this hand because it also has affected, like, my ring finger's really weak. Like, really weak. Oh, shoot. No, sorry. I'm trying to... Sorry, snaps. Got distracted. Well, let me maybe this is why I'm channeling Riptide so well. He's got his metal hand. I've got my... Well, should I do full-on Riptide cosplay? Just replace the arm? It is his left arm. This is my left arm. We can just do it. Screw it. I'm in. I'm in. Alright, this really smells like a codex. What other one-card hand are they fighting to keep that hard? That smells like a codex. But they haven't seen a leave no witnesses, so, like, is it even a decent codex? There's no 0 for 4s. Oh my god, they passed turn! Whoa, okay. Well, now we've got pre-med bolt and shot bullseye to potentially go really hard. Ooh, god almighty, this is good. Yeah, this is really good. Wait. That's not how this works. We learned that bullseye bracers cannot be played if you have something in your arsenal. So, can we actually shoot all 3 in any capacity? We need to pre-med now, so this has go again. So that can be a thing. We shoot that. Then we would bullseye bracers load the bolt and shot. But that does no longer load remorseless for free. So we're basically hoping that this bolt and shot hits, or we don't actually get the remorseless. So this one's coming in for 6. They're going to give 2 cards. If they see us bullseye for it, that just gets another 2 cards. So I don't think I actually want to force bullseye. I'll just arsenal the remorseless off Riptide and shoot it. And that's probably good enough. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to bank on them actually letting the second bolt and shot hit. Seems a little wrong. Well, come on, wait. Why does the synergy, like, why doesn't it work, you know? This could have been so good. Why can't I bullseye? Crazy. Watch out for Frailty Trap if I bullseye. Yeah, I mean, that would turn off the second one. At least the first one's safe. First one is safe. I don't hate having a bolt and shot in Arsenal anyway, though. We haven't seen any Rain Razors, right? So, with them having to give us cards now, because we're going to be showing lethal, having a bolt and shot to kick off a turn, with us then having a turn of Death Dealer and potentially bullseye, that feels decent. You know, we'll just wait. Bolt and shot's a safer card to kind of kickstart a Rain Razor's turn off of, obviously. Yeah. Half of this deck explicitly doesn't work with the other half. Let me tell you a little story about Levia and the generic Brute Pool. Where the only banished synergy we have, and thank God it's there, is Berserk. Oh no, sorry, and Beast Within. Beast Within's the good one. The Berserk one is laughable. Yeah. When a hero doesn't just innately synergize across the board, there's no way you can pretend it's a good deck. It's just not. It might be a fun deck. Might have cool lines, but you can't pretend it is as good as a Lexi that just draws up and vomits the best hands you've ever seen. Now I'm actually a little interested in using Quiver with the yellow Bolton here. I'm a little interested in doing that, actually. This is a 2-card block out of them. We know we're going to have a Ponder. So if I Bolt and Shot to get back some of the Go Again arrows, that might help. What would it be? It'd be a red Bolt and Shot. It'd be a red Sikkim Shot. And likely a, I guess, Infecting Shot. I would just shuffle those in. Or do I care about the yellow Bolton in particular? The yellow Bolton, if I don't draw pumps, sucks. But at least I can get rid of it with Trench. I'm actually in for concentrating the deck a bit more. Because this is going to shuffle on top. The yellow Bolton's going to go on the bottom. So I'm like, in a perfect world, the Ponder draws me a red Bolton Shot, you know? Sick, just straight color strip upgrade. I think I'm down. I'm ready for it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Let's get a go again, a go again. And I guess like kind of a weird breakpoint one. They're at 2, so they're likely dead from traps anyway, so I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about it. But yeah, let's do these. Oh my god! What'd I say? What'd I say? What? Strict up. Oh, we are just so good. We're just so good at this game. We traded a yellow Bolton for a red. Incredible. Just always the correct play. Don't at me. Why wouldn't you trade a yellow Bolton for a red? Why wouldn't you? Riptide God. I'm telling you, it's the hand. He feels me. Aw. Well, that's much more sad now. Watch it be leave no snaps leave no. Like, what the hell? Alright, the sad part is I really do just have to let this hit. Because if I try to block with, you know, like E-Strike Trench, and they do have a pump or a way around it, then I have no turn. So all of a sudden, the good play looks worse. I gave him a silver. My god, I suck actually. I gave him a silver. Or do I just block 2? Yeah, I think if I just say no blocks, then my turn's pretty darn good. You know, I get to go Nimblism, E-Strike, say +2, Arsenal. Yeah, I think I just let the Bolton go. Let it go. Oh, trench it away. Oh, you're right. Oops, undo. Yeah, you're right. I forgot I can do that. I forgot. Chat's like spamming it. I'm over here just drinking my tears. All right, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Opponent knows. Trench it. Even if it snaps into leave no again, what do I care? I don't care, right? Because I didn't block, so that's fine. If it's snaps codex, kind of blowout. It isn't, though. They don't reaction. Okay, we like this. We'll just say buff power. 10. Okay, not bad. They know it's not an arrow, otherwise I obviously would have chosen go again, bullseye the arrow. So they don't have to fear that, but they have to fear going to 1, because then literally I draw a pitfall, they die. So if they're playing to win, they really cannot go to 1, because I have 1 more pitfall trap in the deck, right? Or actually, do I have both? Oh, no. I have 1 more. So yeah, if they ever go to 1, they just straight lose. And then, even so, all they can do is attack with like naked stuff, and that's it. Oh, use Captain's Call to make it 12. Oh, that's a great point, actually. That's a great point. Very good point. Yeah. Just make it 12, bottom the lace. I was valuing lace and arsenal for next turn because I kind of figured I'd get the full hand. But they're gonna attack. Oh, thank God we drew an arrow. Great point. Should have been Captain's Call, because then it guarantees takes the hand, even if they go to 1. Or like rather, they don't have that choice. But we can ignore this. Luckily, we can ignore this. Great point, though, chat. Great point. We can ignore this. Time to get trapped. We just don't want to, you know, stupidly die to taking the blood rot and somehow they survive everything. But ideally, we go to 1 now. Our turn is lace, load drill shot with rain, shoot drill shot, razor it, load virulent touch, and that's just game over. Should be game over. This is, I mean, virulent touch, like, what do you do, right? This is game ending enough in a situation like this. So, like, that card alone probably would have sealed it, but we can play the whole hand, be cute. Be cute about it. Wow, Riptide. None of the games feel like they start out as a win. I really feel like from the get-go, you can never count a game as a win as Riptide. There's so much that can go wrong. And even with things going terribly wrong, like us time-walking ourselves, drawing a full hand of unplayables, you can still get there. And funny enough, this matchup, I think I only triggered 2 traps. I punted and didn't trigger a second boulder trap. Triggered 1 boulder, 1 tar pit. Oh, and then a pitfall. So I triggered... Oh no, and a pendulum. Okay. I triggered 4 traps in this matchup. That is a bit more than normal, I would say. Oh, Tark! Can't wait for Guardian to get another blue 6. Industrial Down! You know it, baby. They're going to give you another blue 8. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? They're giving you blue 8s these days. Didn't you hear? Didn't you hear? Yeah, Razor Virulent. It is GG's, my friend. This is why Riptide is so fun. Every victory is earned. I'm feeling it. It is a tough ask to win these games, and I'm playing like a baboon as well, and we're still getting there. We are still getting there. Thanks to the chat. Y'all have my back. I'm telling you, we talked about it yesterday. I'm only streaming so you all can make me better. It's actually a pretty vampiric relationship. You know, I'm out here abusing your knowledge. What, you think you're learning from me? What a joke. Should be GG's. Wow, what a game. What a game. Very interesting deck out here. Very interesting. I suck all the talent out of chat. Yeah, pretty soon you all are going to be just trash at this game. Be warned. We make best. You better scamper. You'll never make a top 4 again if you keep hanging out here. What time is it? All right, we can play one more. Well, we can play one more. Let's do it. I do need to cook a preemptive dinner because I'm going to be busy. This is the mirror match. Hey, good luck. In the mirror match, I'm pretty sure you take Dreadbore. Seems like a good first decision point. Is there even a sideboard for Riptide, or do you just never expect this mirror? Alright, what else is happening, though? This is probably just the most boring, like, weirdo fatiguey match ever, but we're going to try to make it good. Dreadbore specifies arrows I control. Okay, so no reason to... Well, it's not like any traps would trigger on this, to be fair. Do we just fat deck each other? Alright. I have no idea. We're just gonna fat deck it. We're both playing Dreadbore. This guy's on defensive equipment, so it's not an exact mirror. Whew, this will be weird. And I said one game. This is going to be like an hour and a half. Although, they seem to know what they're doing, because they are optimal at 60. They are calling it good at 60 cards. We're the ones who were scared and had no idea what we're doing. So, opponent could be much more adept at navigating the matchup than me. Alright. Last mistake was blocking with arrows for no reason, so actually I just straight don't want to do that anymore. Remorseless is too high value because the double attacks with Dreadbore just sounds amazing. So I think I'll just block like this, and if they rain for whatever reason, I can collapsing. Nope. Alright, we can pre-med Bolton into shoot Dreadbore Remorseless. We actually have a pretty good going second hand here. Pretty good hand going second. I guess Collapsing Trap and Arsenal would do it, you know? That would do it. Does this one care about if you have anything face up, face down? Into an empty Arsenal zone. Oh, well that is lovely. So Dreadbore works differently than Death Dealer. Nice to know. Nice to know. Opponent did not fat deck it and no quiver. Yep, so if it is just a fatigue match, which they're kind of boring matches to play in Limited, but when you play the Riptide Mirror in Outsiders Limited, all you're doing is blocking 2, returning 2. You're blocking 2, you're returning 2. That's it. That's the entire game plan. And if you can pitch stack something like a little cool, that's nice. But the entire first cycle is quite literally block 2 cards on their arrow, shoot back your, arrow, pitching a card. 2 cards, 2 cards. That's it. And whoever has a larger deck tends to just straight win that. So I would assume CC can't play the exact same way. There's no way. But it's likely, not a bad strategy to hedge for. Also, they went really hard on equipment there. Like, insanely hard. What was that? Even blocked with Skullcap. Opponent could have also just taken out every single trap. That's pretty smart. Actually, that is huge. I probably should have taken out maybe 2 playsets of traps. Right? Some of them just never trigger in this matchup, and they're clunkier more than anything. That's a good point. That is a very good point. I should have taken out, like the boulder traps pretty much mean nothing? That would have been a good one. Oh well. Oh, here it is. Speaking of. Uh-oh. Dreadbore is gonna slap me. Okay. We can't play any of these in hand to load the next one, so that option is gone. This is an infecting shot that is now presenting 12 damage, basically. We can't just block the 8, though. We have no blocking equipment the way they do. So I guess we'll have to just play our hand aggro, which is not impossible. Wait, actually it is impossible, because Captain's Call won't give a reload. Oh, this is pretty rough. I can't boulder into Pitfall because of Dreadbore. Can't play from hand. The awkward Riptide game plan has been made even more awkward. The problem with Captain's Call and Arsenal here is I don't get a free reload, right? Because I'd be playing it saying go again, Dreadbore into load arrow, but then where do I get the next reload off? That's just not happening on this hand. I could use Bracers early just to do it. I actually just don't... I don't hate that. It's okay. Okay. It lets me put the Pitfall in Arsenal as my turn. Otherwise, all I'm doing is like blocking with the Drill Shot. This might happen, right? I block with the Drill Shot just to save the life. My turn is just Captain's Call for +2 into shooting the Endless for 7. Lordy. It's 3 life versus being forced to crack Bracers and shooting it for 5. I'm gonna have life to work with, I think. So let's just make weird decisions. How about that? Go again. We want to shoot the Drill Shot first, so they use armor on it into Endless, basically. And they can't use Skull Cap on this, so yeah, it should be Drill Shot first. Oh, oops. It's asking me to pitch. That's what it's doing. Now we shoot this. It should feel pretty bad. It's gonna eat their equip. I don't really think it's worth it to bullseye the Endless here. I really don't see it being worth it, but let's try. Tar Pit Trap from Arsenal. Wow, it has go again. What would you know? That is quite good out of the opponent. Alright, we played into it. Getting blown out. If we had just blocked with the Endless and just gone for the tall Drill Shot play, would have been better. Very good, opponent. Very good. Well, a little bit of arrow recursion doesn't hurt how we assume the matchup's going to play out. In that case, I kind of want to pay off a Blood Rot, right? Getting Pitfall and Arsenal feels pretty good, though. Interesting. Pitfall and Arsenal has to feel pretty amazing. Over taking 2 damage. Yeah, we're going to put the Pitfall and Arsenal. Seems a little too good. Keeping the Endless in hand is actually quite nice, otherwise we wouldn't have had a turn, so them letting that hit was gracious. Appreciate that, opponent. Okay. Can't be prevented. That's fine. Oh, they're gonna have 1 floating though. No! The pitch curve. Ruined. Yep, well, it's all we do. It's just Pitfall Trap. That's it. They pay through it 1000%. I mean, it's floating. It's literally right there. But the Ponder plus Arsenal here doesn't really mean anything. This turn is just Seek and Destroy. I think I want to put the... No, I'm not putting something in Arsenal. I want the Dreadbore Pump. Do I want Buzzsaw in Arsenal? I think I do. They're more likely to play out a bunch of pumps first cycle than in second cycle. So I think I want the Buzzsaw Trap. We can keep this one around for later. We only need 1 pitch on this turn anyway. Okay. Okay, they're letting this hit again. Actually, I quite appreciate the fact that we're not going to miss an arrow. It feels really minor because it's not. We're not Lexi, you know. We're not getting insane value out of Endless, but just to know that we're not going to punt a turn by missing. Oh my god! All right, they're having the perfect traps, similar to how we did. To be fair, we did as well. We also had good traps. Rough. Well, we got it right back at him. Let's see. Okay, it's a good start. Buzzsaw is going to eat that right up. Seek and Destroy did still trigger. Falcon Wing. Oh, baby. Yeah, this is really good, right? We just Buzzsaw. Yeah. Alright, we like it. We like it. Take that. A little taste of your own medicine there, Riptide. E-Strike for 7, 100%. Yep, we can give up the Infecting Shot pretty easily because we know how they play the Endless Arrow turns. We'll just get it right back. So, sure, protect that life. Actually... Sorry, I think. Is there a world, actually, where we shoot the Endless Arrow... We just load, shoot the Endless Arrow, right? Off the Dreadbore. We then Rain Razors snaps. It goes back to hand. We Seek and Destroy, load Endless Arrow, shoot it again. I think that's a better play because we know they won't have a trap, right? I think that is a better play because we know there isn't a trap. Now, they can play around this. They'll need to block 6 on the Endless Arrow, which, to be fair, like, they might do. They really might do that. This could definitely get punished. 1000%. 1000%. Oh, it's getting +1 from Dreadbore. Okay, so actually that demands a lot. Pumping it up to 7 with Rain is a pretty big deal. They'd have to give Trench and 2 cards to block 7. I don't know if they do that. I I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and razors. No need to reload. We need the Seek and Destroy to reload the Endless. And then we're gonna snaps. Pretty good turn, I think. Pretty good turn. Yeah, alright, this worked out. We're seeing some lines. It still gets this text, right? Arrows you control. Yeah, okay, cool. So even though I didn't pay for it, look at that. What a turn. Turns out Rain Razor's a pretty good card, eh? Also, keeping them under Seek and Destroy 2 turns in a row, backbreaking. That's pretty nuts. That's going to be pretty good. Okay, they do deny the hit there, so actually the Seek and Destroy doesn't go through. We don't get the Endless Arrow back. Little unfortunate. I wanted it back. Whoa. Well, the game really wants me to slow down on this one. At least we have something to burn to even load Death Touch. Oh my god. Wow, this is not the follow-up I wanted. At this point, the Trap and Arsenal is actually much more relevant. There's a world where they try to keep their full hand, go for something nuts. Plus, if we end up codexing, like, you know, we'll have the Death Touch and Arsenal anyway. We don't need to have a second in Arsenal right now. Whew, that was a rough one. Frailty Trap. Doesn't trigger. That's nice, because, you know, Dreadbore wasn't active on the Death Touch. Oof, that was a rough turn. Rough turn. Okay, this will trigger, thanks to the Nimblism and Take Aim. So we like that. Get some free damage in. Our turn being Premeditate Virulent Touch seems kind of insane, right? Does that seem kind of nuts? It's a 2-card 7. It lets the traps hit me, though. So actually the difference might be I want to shoot Drill Shot instead of Virulent Touch, just to have the Dreadbore effect. I think that's a little more relevant. I take 1 damage. I do take 1 damage. But I think not letting them play traps is more relevant, right? That's got to be more relevant. Or no. Or no. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think we'll do it this way. I want to try the Virulent Touch. Let's try the Virulent Touch line. Just do it. See what happens. Whoa. -1 that quiver. Tell you what. If they have a bunch of traps here that trigger on Virulent, I'm gonna be a little upset, not gonna lie. It's gonna hurt a little bit. But they'll still get the Blood Rot, right? So they're dealing me 1 for them to end up taking 2. Okay. Whoa! That's 3 Blood Rots, dude! No, what? Oh, wait, oh, it's not? Wait. Never mind. That's not what the card does. I take it back. That's 1 Blood Rot. We like this hand a lot. This hand's really good. We have to just go tall on a Remorseless, right? We get to just Dreadbore, Nimblism, Arsenal, the Pendulum. Sure. So in this matchup, do you just never get New Horizons use, or did I do something wrong? Maybe there's a way, right? Like where you load Dreadbore, but just don't shoot. I guess that's possible. It has definitely not come up. It has not come up. Alright, so they have to block this because if they're trying to keep a full card hand, taking 9, they will die to the Remorseless tick. 1000%. Plus, we're trying to get them here. I really doubt this ever triggers. But they could run Razor. They're likely running Razor. Okay. Nope, we're gonna full block. Alright, so now we like that we added all these cards, because if all we're doing now is playing basically limited Riptide, whoever has more cards wins. Like, that's just what happens now. Kind of unfortunate for my opponent. Okay, so let's try to be smart here. Bolt and Shot is turned on by Dreadbore, so looks like we can get a Trench going to Dreadbore a Bolt and Shot. This will now have Go again, unless it's Frailty Trap in Arsenal. If it's Frailty Trap in Arsenal, well done. So do we want to do anything to play around that? I guess I could E-Strike first. But then Frailty Trap still shuts down the Bolt and Shot play. But I could just keep it in Arsenal. So I think the safe play is E-Strike first. I can go ahead and play around Collapsing Trap, load this. Yeah. This seems okay. This is fine. This is fine. The Codex can't pull a 1 cost here, I guess is the only thing. So it'd be pulling like a Virulent Touch, which is, I mean, hey, that's still a good card. Maybe Endless? No, I actually wasn't thinking of Spreading Plague. I swear to you, I've had this played against me in Limited, where it's every card you defend with. I promise you, I'm pretty sure that happened at the Pro Tour. Is I let someone resolve a double Virulent Touch on me. Like, well, okay, I got a block 2. That's 2 Blood Rot. My opponent just says, okay. You know? I promise you that happened. Where, I mean, not on them, you know? I'm probably the one saying, all right, I'll take 2 Blood Rot. And they're just like, yes, sir. I will allow that. Tryhards, you know. Wow, we're really getting things done here. Pox Malone. Let's do it. Virulent Touch. Now, see, this was a difference. We went over this at the beginning of the stream. This was a difference between the David Mink RTN list and this version. This version is on Virulent Touch, and I really like that card, you know? It's pulling its weight. Because now look what happens. They still get a single, we learned this, a single Blood Rot. We get our Ponder, they got a Frailty, pretty good deal. And it's a Sick'em Shot. Oh, we're nuts. We're nuts. They pass their turn, probably pay into Blood Rot, if I had to guess. No, they couldn't pay into Blood Rot? Oh my goodness. Alright. We can... Actually, okay, because we don't have a yellow pitch, we can't go 3 wide on this turn. If we had a yellow, we totally could. We'd just pay into Sick'em, load Bolton, go that route. Not actually what's on the table here, so I think we'll try to be cheesy at first. Let's get out the Sick'em Shot. And if they disrespect it, we could Razor it and just probably kill them. If they respect it, then we pivot the turn into just Sick'em Shot, E-Strike, Arsenal, Bolton, I guess. Seems okay. Seems okay. So, I Razor, now they take 2. I get to load Bolton Shot, throw Bolton Shot for 4. They're at 1. They have to give me 2 cards. That seems pretty decent. They did respect the Razor, though, so well done, opponent. They did do that. I think this is still, like, basically taking the game away from them, though. This is 2 cards, and then, like, we're still at 12. We have so much gas left in the deck. GG's. Okay, look at that. We're going to end the stream 4-0 on Riptide with not even the RTN deck. We didn't even take the Riptide deck that's got, you know, actual stats under its belt or anything. This is just a fan-submitted deck. So if anyone else wants to ever send in a deck to be played on stream, it's fun. You know, I would love it if you could write up like the sideboard stuff, because to make the stream easier for me, just it helps a ton if this can be ready to go. But we're going to juggle back and forth, play new decks a lot, play my decks a lot, play viewer-submitted decks, decks that are winning events, whatever. But this was a fan-submitted list. This came from, what was his name? I think it's Royalty Card Gaming. It's in the description. So thank you. Shout out to him. This was a lot of fun today. A lot of fun. Oh, DM Armada wants Kano. Send me a Kano list with sideboard stuff on the Fabry link, and I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, DM Ramada, 100%. It will be probably the worst stream ever. The rage, the salt, not just from my end, but people hate playing into it. The misplays, the yelling at chat. I'm looking forward to it now. It sounds like a shit show. I'm here. I'm ready. Yeah, all right, people. That'll be cool. That'll be it for the week because I'm traveling to Baltimore with everything that we went over in the beginning of the stream as well. We got all these things around us that I need to prep for. Package it up, bring you some coverage this weekend. Look forward to it, y'all, and I will see you there. Peace. Woo! Step, arms, spin. What? Woo! And slide and tango. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slide.